This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hold on. He's trying to. Actually, I wasn't talking. I was just messing around. Can you guys hear me now? You guys got me now? You got me now? Can you? Am I coming in clear? Yes. Let's you know what? I should do the show like Zealot movie. Hey, yeah, do something like that. Yeah. Anyway, good morning, one and all. Here to Hialeah Park. We're in a good mood. Back-to-back nights of the Killers, Johnny Marr, and the Fix. Boy, the Fix last night was awesome at the Amatorial Theater. Of course, don't leave me lonely, lonely as the lighthouse. That was good. Yes? Oh, yes, I may have to redo. This is our last show on this time slot right here on a Thursday. No, actually, every day here at Hialeah Park, we're going to be moving over to 3 to 6 in the afternoon. The folks at Hialeah Park want us to do the afternoons. So we will move to the afternoons and have some fun here at Hialeah. When I get up, we'll do something really quick, get a couple of stories going and anything that might be hot. And then we'll move everything to Thursday afternoon, and we'll have some fun on Thursdays here at Hialeah Park. So now you know there's going to be days where I'm going to leave right from Thursday here and go right to like a Heat game or something. That's what's going to end up happening. I can already see it now, on those kind of days that I can see it happening. Razzle Dazzle Crypto is in. Yeah. Well, I just got myself a little flow this morning, too. Let's see. John Yang says, thank God we are here. Your lovely voice and thoughts. Well, I don't know about that, John. You're a little extreme there about anything with me and lovely. That I don't know if that adjective ever sticks to moi. But I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And by the way, I want to thank iTunes for finally fixing their. Holy crap, dude! Man, it was nice yesterday watching the downloads explode. It was like, all right, good. It was nice, man. Thank the Lord. Thank you, iTunes, for finally fixing it. I'm sure those of you that and seriously, you could tell that a lot of people refuse to like try anything else. It is amazing. One of the things you learn about doing this stuff, like you guys that have your iTunes, and if it goes down, you won't bother to go to like Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Amazon, whatever. It's amazing. And you know, it's also like when we see the people watching our show, right? We could have 500 people watching and you'll get 100 likes. You could have 1,500 people watching and you'll get 250 likes. You know, it's like it's one of those things you're watching but you refuse to like. Just weird, you know what I mean? It's weird. Okay, so you listen to the show all the time, but iTunes goes down for about 10 days and you don't go to Stitcher or Google Play or anything to go download the show. You just like, screw the show. It's like, that's awesome. Oh man. And I'm telling you, those are the facts. Why? We went from 30 to 40,000 downloads a day to 115,000 yesterday. We were like frustrated for like 10, 12 days or whatever that this whole thing, the downloads were down, man. Big time, it was like 30, 40,000 a day, which is exceptional, by the way, for anybody. But, you know, our show has actually climbed a little higher. And yesterday, you know, it was nice to see the six digits again and see the 115,000. So thank you all out there. I just want to tell you that, you know, if you listen to iTunes, maybe you should have like a little backup on the side, iHeart, something, Spotify, get just something on the backup just in case. Support our show even when it goes down on iTunes, please. Oh man. So thank you, iTunes, for getting your crap straightened out. Why yesterday Tua got bombarded with hate? I don't, you know, whatever, bro. It's you know, it's a tired subject, and you know what I find is that we're wasting too much time on that. You guys are wasting too much time talking about those that whatever don't believe, or you know, whatever it is. Let's see. That stinks. I'd rather start early than go home early. Well, you know, it's called doing what the client wants, and you know, if they feel it's better for their business to do it in the afternoon, which by the way I understand, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it and you put yourself in Hialeah's position. There's a hell of a lot more traffic in although I gotta tell you, there's a lot of people here in the second floor poker room, and you go downstairs. There's a bunch of people, but the afternoon and the evenings here, it's jam packed. So I get it. I get it. Totally get it. Spotify is the app. It comes pre-installed on most phones. Well, Bromar, they don't use it. They don't use it. Okay, I use Spotify, but brother, iTunes is the god that I've learned doing this show the last couple of years. That if iTunes has problems, man, most of you will just, you know, you'll just, well, okay, whatever, and it's hilarious. But yeah, Big O, did you see Fitz's comments on Tua? I thought it was very spot on. Yes. Do you have them? Okay. That was going to be a subject we were going to talk about today. I'm glad you brought it up. Um, Tonight is Amazon Prime's debut carrying the NFL, and they've got one hell of a game, by the way, with the Chiefs favored by 4 versus the Chargers at 8:15 tonight. And so the people in Amazon that are part of that broadcast have been making the rounds and doing all kinds of interviews. And Fitz has been one that has done, I think he did an interview with pretty much every outlet except ours, pretty much. We didn't request anything or anything. I didn't try. So it's not one of those things that it was whatever. But so Fitz, and most of the ones that I saw, I didn't see anything earth shattering. But in this one interview, Fitz actually was asked something about Tua, and he described him perfectly. Well, because he understands the quarterback position because he played the quarterback position. And it's I'm glad he mentioned it and talked about it because this is something I've talked about over and over and over and over again. And so I'm glad that somebody that actually played the position is talking exactly about this. Look, a lot of you that watch or download the show or whatever, you agree with me on a lot of things with Tua. And those of you that disagree with me on the Tua thing, it is what it is. Well, time will find out whether you guys are right or we're right or whatever in the end, which it's the weirdest thing out there. But yeah, it is kind of weird that you are rooting against a quarterback that supposedly is your favorite team, but whatever. Anyway, so he was asked about Tua, and let's listen to his description on how he talks about Tua. Sean, fire away, sir.
Tell us for the Tua believers out there.
TuaNon. I'm a member of TuaNon.
Big Cats and TuaNon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Expect us.
I'm too agnostic, I think. I don't know. I don't know what to expect about him. But just give somebody something to look forward to. Like, what does Tua do better than most quarterbacks can do?
Be careful.
I know.
I
get it. I get how dicey of an opinion every opinion is around Tua. But so if you're a top 10 quarterback, you have to have at least one trait that is absolutely special, that something you can do that really nobody else can do. Josh Allen, I think we all see the arm talent. We see the way he can scramble and run, the hits that he can take, the hits he can deliver. Herbert, physically, same thing. With Tua, it's not the arm strength. It's not the ability to run. It's not the ability to scramble or get out of trouble. So what is it? People would say, well, he's a winner. Tyreek Hill said he's the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen. Now, when I first saw Tua, what popped out to me, because it's hard for a young quarterback to come in and do this, anticipation and accuracy. Those are the things that he has to be elite at. And I think that he is very, very good at, very accurate, and can anticipate. The problem is sometimes you have to create, and he can't. He's not going to be able to scramble, and he'll be able to scramble, get out of trouble, and get you 5 yards, but he's not going to be able to scramble around, escape the pocket, and make the big plays down the field. So he has to take what he has that's elite is his accuracy, and hopefully as he gets better, his decision-making, and he has to be the best in the NFL at it because he's limited in some of those other ways.
That's a great answer. So
all right, let me explain. I don't know if I put it at the right level there, Sean, because you are the master. I'm a schmuck. So it's perfect. That's exactly it. By the way, that's describing Joe Montana. That's describing Drew Brees. That's describing Fran Tarkenton. None of those guys were going to take off and run like deers, like Josh Allen, Lamar. No, nobody's Lamar. I don't know. Give me a decent running quarterback that's out there. Russell Wilson, whatever. Any of those guys that have some athleticism, Kyler Murray, those kind of guys. None of those guys are going to do that. None of those guys are going to have two guys draped on them and throw 20, 30-yard strike downfield. None of them can just flick a pass 25 yards. None of them can throw off balance and throw a 25-yard strike. It's just not who they are. And if you remember, Drew Brees made a lot of bad decisions early on in his career in his first 3 years because he had to get adjusted to the league. Fran Tarkenton was on the bench a little bit early on in his career until he got it going on. Know what I'm saying? And Joe Montana was not a guy that his arm was explosive and his body was, he wasn't built like Marino. Didn't have the athleticism of Elway. He could never do what Elway does. Ever. And not even in his dreams, Joe Montana physically could do the things Elway does. But he didn't have to. He didn't have to be Jim Kelly. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to be Mr. Tough Guy because he can't be that guy. And so there's a way of playing quarterback for all types of players. For the running quarterback, right? There's the pure pocket passer, the physical athlete that has to use their body in order to be effective. You know what I mean? So Montana and Tarkenton and Breeze and those kind of guys, they didn't live off athleticism. They didn't live off their legs. They bought a little time, just like Marino. Marino couldn't move, but Marino can move around in the pocket a little bit. And that's exactly what Tua has to do. He has to buy time in the pocket the way Breeze did, the way Marino did. Same thing. It's all the same. And then he talks also about decision-making, which Tua has to clean up his decision-making. Not that he makes bad and ill-advised passes all the time, but he does make ill-advised decisions behind the line of scrimmage on when a play is alive and when a play is dead. He's got to get better in that decision-making. He's got to get out of that desperation of, I've got to make a play, I've got to make a play, I've got to make a play. No, live another day, live another day, live another day. That's what he's got to learn how to do. And that was a perfect description of it. He has his intelligence. He has accuracy. He has ball placement. He has anticipatory skills. He has all of those things that you need, which is the same thing that Montana had, the same thing that Drew Brees had, the same thing that Fran Tarkenton had, and none of them had guns. And none of them were built like Adonis. None of them had a body like Cam Newton or Justin Herbert or whatever, Ben Roethlisberger or whatever, any big-ass quarterback that you've got out there. Past, present, you name it. Not built like those guys. Doesn't mean you can't be elite. Doesn't mean you can't be great at that position. But it's all part of putting them in the right offense, having the right coach, just like what you need. You can't have Montana, Breeze, and Tarkenton run Lamar Jackson's offense. You certainly can't have them run Cam Newton's offense. You certainly can't have them do what Ben Roethlisberger did, who constantly waited and waited and waited to the last second for plays at times. A lot of what Tua did. Ben Roethlisberger could do it, but what's the difference between the two? Ben Roethlisberger is built like a building, dude. He can take hit after hit after hit. Montana, Breeze, Tarkenton, and Tua cannot take hit after hit. And they didn't. Okay? That's the thing. If I want to go all the way back to Tarkenton, and then I want to go to Montana, and then I want to go to Breeze, none of them took hits. Okay? The same way they had success is the same way Tua can have success. Same way. But it has to be with intelligence. It has to be with anticipatory skills. It has to be with accuracy. It has to be with ball placement. All of those things have to be important in your mix. And that's exactly what Fitz was talking about. He has the elite traits you need in order to succeed because he has enough physical talent to succeed. I'm not worried about that. But he has to understand who he is, what limitations he has, because everybody's got some kind of limitations, right? If you're Dan Marino, you can't move. Okay, so if I can't move, all right, I'm not going to win the game with my legs. Okay, so I got to learn how to manipulate the pocket, and I got to learn how to manipulate the safety. On that throw to Waddle, he manipulated the safety on the left side. On the snap, as he's dropping back, he's looking to the left, and he kept the safety on that side of the field, and just enough that when Waddle made the cut, bam. But you didn't see that, and a lot of you didn't bother to go look at it. Oh, by the way, Oyesefi, Danny Oyesefi from the Herald. Kudos to you. I saw it yesterday on Twitter. You had it on film, which is really cool because I saw it in the game. And I saw it in the replay. And what's it called? You look at it, he manipulated the safety. That's part of what you have to do. You have to learn to play the game with your eyes because they're going to read your eyes. So you need to fake them out with your eyes. So I agree with Fitz. He described it perfectly. And this is why some of you out there, including in the media, they don't want to believe it or they don't want to think it. And I also think it is a lack of being maybe a historian for the game itself. You know what I mean? When you're around long enough, and people laugh when I say I've seen this quarterback before. His name is Montana. His name is Breeze. His name is Fran Tarkenton. I've seen this quarterback before. This quarterback can win, but you've got to do it the right way in order, and you've got to have the right guy. That's the key. Okay? When you're that guy, when you're Breeze, you need to know that you are Drew Brees. You're not Marino. You're not Mahomes. You're not Aaron Rodgers. You're not that kind of talent. You're not Russell Wilson. That you've got, wheels that you can move around and a gun that you can count on. That's not who you are, Breeze. You got to learn how to manipulate the pocket inside. You've got to learn how to use your eyes. You've got to be accurate as hell. And those are the things that he kept working on, and that's why he was always an elite quarterback at a real high level. And it wasn't that he had a big boy arm, because he didn't. Bob Greasy, another one of those same kind of guys I've left out. Same kind of guy. But you've got to understand who you are and use your intelligence to get you through. Because that's what gets Montana through. That's what got Breeze through. That's what got Tarkenton through. That's what got Greasy through. And that's what Tua has got to get through. But just like those guys, most of those guys, some of them had to kind of fight through the struggles early on in adjusting to the league because physically they're not gifted with the kind of tools. And Montana can't say, I can't do what Elway does. Hell, I can't do what Jeff George does. But I'm 1,000 times the quarterback that Jeff George is because Jeff George doesn't have my mind, doesn't have my anticipatory skills, doesn't have my ball placement skills, and doesn't have my heart. Because it's the other thing about all those guys. Those guys are all tough. And Tua has proven to be incredibly tough. So it's a perfect description of him. And it's just a matter of some of you understanding you either make a commitment to a quarterback and you say, okay, we're going to try to win this way, just like they've done in Baltimore. I may not agree with you trying to win that way. And I mean, it's constantly proven it works in the regular season, but it never works in the postseason. Why? Because the kid has never become ever an elite passer. No matter how talented he is, no matter how fast he runs, in the end, his ball placement, his anticipatory skills, his accuracy, they all come into play. And that's where he is below average in those areas. He'll wow you sometimes because he's an athlete. So that's really exactly what Fitz was describing is exactly what Tua is. And it's what many other quarterbacks have been in the past in this league. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, let me tell you a little bit about Cutter's Edge, man. Cutter's Edge did a phenomenal job. We were looking to redo our entire yard, our landscaping, you name it, and they did everything. I mean, from trees to irrigation to artificial turf, you name it. Even the side of our house where our AC is at and all of that, that was all cleared out. And we got these nice little rocks that make up the side over there. You can actually even hang out on that side of the house where the AC and the stuff is at. It looks so nice. Everything is so organized. I even got a putting green, okay, which is pretty cool. It's about, I don't know, about 10 yards, I would say, in between holes, something like that, maybe 8 to 10 yards, something like that. And it is really, really cool. And listen, they can do the same things for you. And we've got storms coming. You need to clear up some stuff. You need to take down some trees, maybe some that are maybe falling apart a little bit, but they could be a danger to your home. Call the great people at Cutter's Edge. Right there, 954-472-0622, cuttersedgepro.com. And listen, by the way, they've got a weekly show on 610 WIOD starting at noon on Sundays. You can check it out. They are your total landscape solution. They do everything, man. Lawns, landscape maintenance for medium to large offices, condominiums, corporate parks, large commercial building complexes in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, folks. Cutter's Edge also works with the Miami Rescue Mission and Broward Outreach Centers to give back and help out the homeless community. And you can join them, by the way, by donating a meal, which costs $2.10 to caringplace.org/Cutter's Edge. And folks, they do it all. Landscaping, outdoor lighting, irrigation, you name it, artificial turf. And for your pets, for my dogs, the artificial turf is absolutely amazing, man. Custom landscape designs for your house, your estate, and commercial properties. Call them, call William, call Mike. Tell them that Big O sent you. 954-472-0622, cuttersedgepro.com. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of deportes? We did the fix last night. That was fun. Dan Marino, it's his birthday today. So Dan the man celebrating a birthday today. That is absolutely awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Love it. Happy birthday, Dan. Miss watching that guy play. That was an event every Sunday, man. Every Sunday. And these moments are so precious, right? Because you just don't know when it's going to end. And when they walk away and you don't have Wade anymore and you don't have Marino anymore and you don't know when the next guy is coming, right? And you listen, even for baseball, you think about the 97 and the 2003 seasons, we have very few seasons that we can be satisfied with the Marlins. And those were finite moments. They were exceptional, but you got to appreciate them, right? When you get a career of a great player like Marino, you are so blessed to be able to watch it. It was frustrating in a way because we all know Dan deserved to win a Super Bowl title. And, you know, it's one of those athletes that walks away without a title. And it sucks when that happens. You know, it sucks when Jim Kelly walks away without a title when you know he deserves to win a title. There have been so many players like that, you know, throughout the history of time that it gets frustrating a little bit. But as for fans like ourselves, when we have those moments that we're able to enjoy those careers, man, embrace it. Embrace it, because those are glory days that, as a player I'm talking about, we've never seen again. I don't know if we ever will. Tua might be one hell of a player, and I think he will be a hell of a player when it's all said and done. But I don't think he's ever going to be the dynamic talent that Marino was. You know what I'm saying? He might end up becoming a better winner than Marino. He might end up winning it all. Maybe because the people here did a better job of building a complete team around him. Unfortunately, rest in peace, Shula, as much as we love him, he wasn't able to build a complete team ever around Marino. So, today's his birthday and 61 years. And, you think about it and you just wish he would have had that title. And there isn't a day I don't miss watching that guy on a Sunday. I know for you young people out there, maybe you hear us talk too much shit about it, and it's almost like the old person reminiscing, right? Is that what you're saying? Or you're going off the chat board or something? Is that why you're
Sid Nagy gets in. Why are we talking about Marino? It's past. Tua, not even Marino left hand.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
It's Dan Marino's birthday. That was part. If you just tuned in the beginning,
but Sid is a normally a negative person. He comes in just to throw negativity out there. That's who he is, bro. You know what I mean? On Dan Marino's birthday, he's anybody that's dissing Marino on this day, it's like I met Marino, very rude guy. Brady, very friendly. That's fine, bro. Good for you, bro. That's fine. I've met Marino many times and I've covered him. And I know that, some people have had bad experiences with him. I haven't. So what can I tell you? But as much of whatever bad experience you may have, I appreciate the hell out of him as a player and miss the hell out of him as a player. So happy birthday to Dan Marino. And all I can say is that I was blessed and lucky enough to enjoy every moment of his career and then cover the end of his career. Unfortunately, it was those Jimmy years. I covered the last couple of years of Shula, last 3 years of Shula, and then, or 4 years, might have been 4, 91 to 95. Yeah, 4 years of Shula, and then Marino on, and can't say enough, man. Can't say enough. Can't say enough. Let's see, what else do we have? It took Drew Brees into his third year to be good. This is to his third year, also under a new coaching staff. Crappy O-line. Yep. We will see. Whenever I think of Marino, I get sad. I was there at Joe Robbie Stadium when they had the send-off, and I just sat there thinking that him never winning a title was a damn disgrace. The Finns failed that man. Yep. I was there. I hosted that event. I hosted it on QAM. I was calling that Marino retirement party. That was probably one of my highlights of my career, given the responsibility of hosting the Marino retirement event that night on QAM. That was actually really fun. Joe Namath was drunk off his ass. Yeah, imagine, right? Yeah, what a shocker. Shocker. Yeah, no, yeah. Let me kiss you. Good thing is I was in the box and he was on stage, so there was no shot at any of that happening. But yeah. Let's see. Marino will curse out opposing fans for taunting him on the sidelines. Big O, the only show. Fins up, foes down. There you go, baby. Somebody was telling me yesterday, who was it on Twitter? He was so he was so pissed off at some of the, I guess, the Tua hate, and I think I gave him a basic answer that, just go by this, live by this, and you'll be fine. Because to me, it's pretty simple. If you're going to be negative in the face of success, then your life is just, I guess, sad or something. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I, on the other hand, am going to enjoy victories. I've had enough heartache. I'll have enough time to slam something that's not good. But when it's good and when they win, yeah, no, I'm going to appreciate it. So, the haters, they can kiss my ass, and I'll enjoy the win. I'll enjoy the Dolphins being 1-0, and hopefully they can go 2-0 on Sunday. That would be very nice. 2-0 on Sunday. Be excellent if they can go 2-0 on Sunday. I would love to see that. Dan Marino spoiled us, Big O. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. GP Trap. 6193 says, I got to see him live my only time, and it was when I was going to the Hall of Fame. He walked by me as he was going to the stage, a moment I'll never forget. Namath. I want to kiss you. I want to kiss you. I met Jim Kelly in London, of all places. He was rude, obnoxious, and inconsiderate. Can't hold Marino's jock. Hey, man, you might catch anybody on a bad day. Jim Kelly's a good dude. I've had nothing but good experiences with Jim Kelly. I could never say anything bad about him. Big O, we have GVF, A and C, Smashing Pumpkins. What else? What's the AIC? You got me there. What is AI? Oh, Alice in Chains. It is. Alice in Chains. It is. It's on my birthday. October 1st. Yeah. And Greta Van Fleet is in October.
I'm here to help you with music at any time.
Exactly. Iron Maiden, also in October. Smashing Pumpkins. What else am I going to? Here it is. Jack White. Next Tuesday, I'm going to Jack White at the James L. Knight Center on the 20th, right? I think that's Tuesday, if I'm correct. Clutch is on the 27th. That's in Orlando. Seven Dust is at Revolution Live on the 28th. Alter Bridge is on the 30th in Orlando. And Alice in Chains, October 1st, on my birthday. Those are some of the next concerts I have to go and take care of. So there you go. All right. That's the plan, Stan. My last game with Marino was at Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. Boy, I was pissed. Too bad it couldn't have been better. Oh yeah, that was bad. I covered that game. I drove up there on my own dime to cover that game. QAM wouldn't even pay for me to go up there to cover that game. I'm like, are you serious? No, hire a stringer for $40, or I think we used to pay stringers like $40 to get a sound from the locker room. I go, are you serious? This could be like their last game, or if not, it would be a great win for them to move on. And you want to send a stringer? And I was like, I said, no, I'm gonna. And I got in my car and I went and I covered the game myself. Radio is such a terrible business, and now, oh my God, it's even worse. Now they really have like zero money. Like they have no money, nothing. It's really bad. It's pathetic. That's the reason why we're kicking their ass, actually. I remember with Marino being down 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes left in the game and still having faith we're going to win. Yeah. That dude is special, bro. That was one dude that was just an absolute ice in his veins. You got to come to the DMV so I can take you to a go-go. Okay, Mr. Music, what does he mean? You've got to come to the DMV so I can take you to a go-go. DMV, Division of Motor Vehicles? DMV, Dominican, but no, what the V would be, no. What does he mean, DMV, so I can take you? Now, a go-go's a strip club? Is that what he means? Dizzy, you got me like tripping, bro. I have no idea. You got to come to the DMV. Dallas Metro, no? DMV is Washington, D.C. area. Really, Green Lion? I had no idea. Why is it called that? What's that acronym stand for? What's DMV stand for in D.C.? And go-go is music? Like go-go music? Oh, whoa.
All right, so it's DMV because it's the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I had no idea. My Lord, you learn something every day.
And if we wouldn't have got the hint about the Washington, D.C., I never would have found it.
Okay. And what is go-go music? Is that like what girls dance to while they're stripping? I have no idea. What is go-go music? What's a band that plays go-go music? Devils, Vampires, and Monsters. There we go. It's big in DC? Go-go music? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Green Lion. I appreciate the love on the show, man. Thank you. It's house music, is what I'm told. It is very popular in that area. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, I live in D.C. half the year, and the go-go scene is legit as hell. I have some places to show you also." Oh, it's funk music?
I'm going off the definition of here. So it says subgenre of funk music with emphasis on specific rhythmic patterns and live audience call and response.
Okay. All right. I guess we've got to go to the DC area and check out some go-go music. Sounds like a plan. Okay. All right. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. All right. I will check it out. You know what you also have to check out if you own a small business like I do right here, and you need some help, right? Well, you got to get the right people on your team, folks, to help your small business fire on all cylinders, right? LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easy to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. When I'm looking for producers, salespeople, people to help me out with the website, SEO, all that kind of stuff, I got to go to LinkedIn. That's kind of how I've done it. That's how I've gotten one of our salespeople. You can create a free job post in just minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network with over 810 million people. That's a lot of people, folks. You add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring, so the network now can help you find the right people to hire. They got simple tools also, like screening questions. They make it easy for you to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. This is why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires and, of course, leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs right now will help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. And, folks, did you know that every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Big O. That's linkedin.com/Big O to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. There we go. All right. What we got? Miami 20, Baltimore 9. There we go. Stifle the young man. So what they're going to have to do, we were in the locker room yesterday, and for those of you, you could go to our platform. We have exclusive interviews with, by the way, last week, we interviewed Armstead, Eric Rowe, and Kader Kohu. And who was the leading view? Kohu, which you would have never guessed that before you were loading. Again, this week, did you see who the leader is? Okay, so if I tell you it's John Jenkins, we have exclusive interviews with John Jenkins, Alec Ingold, Robert Hunt, and who? And Jerome Baker.
And then the scrum with Javon Holland.
Yeah, and the scrum with Javon Holland, who dodged my
every question.
Dodged my questions like a 14-year veteran.
2 for 2.
You got to check out the Javon Holland one where he He didn't want to give anything away. So
He was trying to stimmy you. What do you want?
So who do you think's the leader there?
Just because of what you've said,
Exactly. I gave it away.
I'm going to go either Ingold or Jenkins.
That's it.
It's Ingold?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fullback.
Yeah.
I don't know if it stays that way, but I woke up this morning. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Well, 'cause I think they don't,
He was great, by the way.
He is, and you don't hear from them all the times, like you always see the articles written and you always get the statements from Armsteads, your Tuas, your Waddles, Tyreek, the coach. You don't hear from those guys. And Cater Kahoo, I mean, again, he was making a little bit of waves during the preseason.
Then he made a
big
tsunami
splash in the opening game. So
he tsunami'd that bitch on Sunday.
Yeah, but I just think because they don't hear from these guys all the time that now it's like, okay, let's see what he's got to say.
You got to check it out. Ingold, Baker was excellent.
They were all open. I mean,
John Jenkins was really good.
Besides Javon Holland.
Yeah, Javon Holland was he's too smart.
But also, again, it's a scrum.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a scrum. I feel like when you get them.
So you're saying that I got to corner him, huh? I got to get him one-on-one.
I think when you get him a little more one-on-one, he'll be a little. Again, I'm not gonna say he's gonna sit there and tell you. You're
not baiting that guy.
But you can also word the question differently when it's one-on-one instead of a scrum. You're trying to get the question out real quick. You don't have a chance to, word it differently. Ingold went very in depth on just wanting to hit people. I mean, that's one of the things. He just wants to play football.
By the way, Javon Holland, mark my words, okay, not only will be a captain forever, not only will end up in the Ring of Honor, he will be an NFL Man of the Year. I see it already. He's Jason Taylor all over again, dude. He's that guy. That is not just a great player, but he's a great human being, a leader, a man, a guy that whenever this shit going to hit the fan, and it's the NFL, the shit hits the fan all the time. I think Javon Holland is going to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? It just, there's that air of confidence, professionalism. When you see it, you see it. I've been around it a lot of times, whether it's Alonzo Mourning, whether it's Dwayne Wade. I've seen it in person. Those dudes, the Charles Johnsons of the world, those people that are just like impeccable, bro, that they know how to carry themselves. They have an edge to themselves. We talk about edge energy drink. You got to have an edge to be that kind of person. And there's no doubt in my mind that guy is that guy.
And I think it goes back also to what you say about Tua in the player sense. He knows who he is.
Right.
In the player, on the field and off the field. I mean, he was asked yesterday about the viral, the pin that went viral, and all that. And he has fun. He's having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had fun dodging the answers. He looked right at you.
Right.
And gave you like the smile, like, you're not gonna get me on
right,
this.
You're
one.
not, yeah.
So he's, even when he's, being the veteran that he's really not at 2 years in the league, he's having fun and he's being himself. And you can tell that he understands who he is and what he is. And that translates to the player you see in the locker room.
Sean, one of the experiences I've had over the years, some of these great players that are also great character people, they're also really smart and they know how to use us. Right? Because they know that they're impeccable. Not like they're stuck up or anything like that, but they know that they're carrying themselves the right way and they're professional about it so they can have fun, right? But they have fun in a professional manner. They will, answer questions the right way, the PC way, but it's an awareness that they have that it's on the entire time. And that's what that dude is, man. And you see it right away. I can tell. They have it. That Zach Thomas quality. It's just there. that it's that kind of person. And Dolphins are really lucky. Great job by the Dolphins in drafting a leader, a winner, and by the way, one hell of a player in Javon Holland. And if you get a chance, you're right here. You're on the platform right now watching. For those of you that are on the podcast, did you put the audio clips of those, right? Those are all audio also, all the interviews? Okay, we got to put those on audio. Yeah, we'll put them on audio for you for the podcast people, because I know that the podcast people they should be able to hear that too. So we'll put that on, because some of you, I guess, are not necessarily going over to YouTube. But check it out. Check out all the interviews. Alec Ingold was excellent. Jerome Baker was excellent. John Jenkins was fun. And Ingold was Ingold's got he's got a good personality, man. I like it. Gilbert Martinez, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. I appreciate you. Sean appreciates you. Everybody appreciates you here on the platform. Richard Sayer, or Salyer. That's what it probably is. Richard Salyer, thank you, sir. Appreciate you on the super chat. Very nice. Big O, why are people on Twitter taking Tua's comments about being a short QB seriously? I don't know, bro. What do you want me to do, Frankie? Guys, I can't police all the stupidity that's out there. Sean Payton also. This is one of those years where I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to get. Yeah, I get it, bro. He played for you, and you want to back your guy up. Yeah, get lost, get out of here, whatever. It's just stupid comments. One stupid comment after another stupid comment. Samuel says Robert Hunt has an awesome personality as well. He does. He was good, man. Yeah, we talked about the versatility of everybody having to switch around and fill in. He was a good interview. Really enjoyed our conversation with Robert Hunt, and you will too. Police everything, Big O. Nah. It's too taxing. It's too tiring. I don't have time to be taxing everything, bro, and just going after everybody. I'll wait till just Tua kicks ass, and then I can just, with a one fell swoop, wipe out the world. That was after him. Kind of like what I did with Darren Rovell the other day on crypto. We got to do it. If you're going to spew all kinds of misinformation and you don't know, and problem is there's so many people that don't know anything, and then you're acting like you're telling them that you know something when you really don't, and you scare people for nothing, especially when you're not an investor, which is the part that also pissed me off most about Darren Rovell. You could tell he's not an investor. You're better off not talking about something that you don't know anything about. You're spewing misinformation, and maybe you might mislead somebody that is invested, but maybe not as well informed as they should be. And then you scared them for no reason. Big O, let's see. What do you think about Tua's comments not being able to see all the receivers, including wide open ones, because he's too short? Drew Brees never had that issue in 20 years. Zach, guess what, bro? There you go. Zach was just blocked for just stupidity. It's just they're both short quarterbacks. I guess there's a real problem in this country. There's so many of you that you don't do your homework and you're misinformed on whatever it is: news, politics, weather, sports, entertainment, you name it, whatever it is. There's a crap ton of you that you just don't know anything, and then you say just stupid things. Like that idiot there that I just blocked. What was his name? Was it Zach or something, right? Every short quarterback can't see over the line. That's been the case forever. they use something called passing lanes. That's why your line is so important with shorter quarterbacks, because you need them to maintain their blocks. If pockets are crumbling and people are penetrating, I'll tell you what a scout told me 20 something years ago. He goes to me, go to any table, okay? Go to this table right here. Any normal size regular table that you sit at, okay? Treat that table like a center, okay? Now, crouch down. Stick your hands under the table. Squat down like you're about to get a snap, okay? Now you've got all these mammoth human beings in front of you, and then you've got mammoth human beings standing in front of you, okay? When you're snapping the ball, they're up. You're picking up the ball from the snap, and then you're dropping back. As you're dropping back, it is hard to see over that line if you're Breeze, if you're Montana, if you're Tarkenton, if you're Tua, if you're Flutie, if you're whatever. If you're Kyler Murray doesn't see over the line either. But it's all called timing. That's why you practice. And that's why a 12-yard dig has to be a 12-yard dig, because you keep throwing it, muscle memory. If you run it 10 or you run it 14, the ball is going to go either over or going to land in front of you. But again, Zach, again, what's his name? You're an idiot. You don't know anything about football. So you say stupid things like other short quarterbacks didn't have that issue. Or you repeat what somebody else says. So you're just as stupid for repeating what another dumbass says. And as I've given the example 100 times, Sean Payton made sure that he invested in his centers and guards for Drew Brees. Why? Because short quarterbacks can't have pockets crumbling. Big quarterbacks can have pockets crumbling and they can throw over. Shorter quarterbacks get succumbed to that pocket crumbling. Montana, Breeze, whatever, Greasy, you name it. Okay, Greasy may have had an easier time because the athletes were shorter than they are now. But, today's quarterbacks, it's all about adjusting. It's all about passing lanes. You use the passing lanes in between the tackle and the guard in the center and the guard and the tackle. You use those passing lanes as they're blocking to be able to see the routes. And you already know the route tree that's going because you know the play called. So in your mind, you're visualizing the routes that are being run. You've thrown to all those routes based on timing. And that's why you need anticipatory skills. That's why you need ball placement. That's why you need accuracy. Because a lot of times, Drew Brees, Kyler Murray, Joe Montana, Fran Tarkenton, and Tua are throwing to spots, not receivers. But Zach, if you knew anything about football, you would understand that shorter quarterbacks throw to spots where receivers are going to be. This isn't your street ball, Zach, where you're, hey, okay, listen, I want you to run a hook on this side, and then you run the crossing route here, okay? Try to pull the safety. You're going to run a 9. I'm going to look for you, bring the safety in, and I'm going to try to throw it over the top on this side. That's not how the game is played. You're not sitting there in the huddle trying to draw up shit, so you're making it on the fly. No, these are plays that are called. They're all running the exact precise routes that they're supposed to. That's part of the reason why the Patriot system was so tough over the years, why a guy like Chad Johnson did not last in the Patriot system. Why? Because he ad-libbed in Cincinnati on a consistent basis. You cannot ad-lib in New England. Tom Brady needed you to run the route that was called for at the depth that it was called for at the timing that it was called for. Carson Palmer, on the other hand, and Marvin Lewis didn't care if Chad Ochocinco or Chad Johnson or whatever the hell you want to call him was ad-libbing and running whatever the hell he thought could be open, which, by the way, tells you that you got to give Carson Palmer a little extra love and Tony Romo a little extra love. Why? Because as good as Chad Johnson was, as good as Des Bryant was, they were undisciplined players out there. They lived on athleticism and speed. They did not live on precision and timing. Some offenses require precision and timing, Zach. And every quarterback that isn't a big quarterback, all their offenses are on precision and timing. But you wouldn't ask that question if you actually knew football. Now you'll never get to ask that question on the show ever again, or any other question. So, there you go. Let's see. What else do we have here? Well, it's not that he couldn't understand the playbook, True Fin fan. He wasn't disciplined enough to learn it and do it the right way, because you can't do something for 10 years one way and then all of a sudden you're going to change all your bad habits and you're going to go somewhere to be disciplined and do everything that it just doesn't happen that way. So it's harder. It was harder for him. Let's see, what else do we have on Le Programme? Flores, Fitz, and Peyton were right. Tua's too slow to get outside the pocket and find passing lanes. 2 excuses, underthrow. What else we have here? Oh, by the way, if you want to get in on the program, 855-912-1056 on the Welt and Rayom text line. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Let's take a quick break. We are coming to you live from Hialeah Park. Alan Poupart will join us at 11:15. We'll get his EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. We'll do that at 11:15 in hour number 2 right here on the Big O Radio Show, mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths. In South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
It's hour number 2 here of the program. Thank you all out there for always tuning in and supporting the show. I appreciate all of you out there, as always. Try not to, repeat or follow some of these places and shows that just they really don't know what the hell they're doing and talking, man. They'll mislead you completely, and you'll be asking stupid questions about shortness. Let's see, what else do we have? Regardless of whom Greer drafted, they would still have been saddled with dysfunction. Flores head coach, but then the whiners will be saying shouldn't have drafted Tua, whatever. I don't care, bro. You guys live too much in the what if and the misery world and all that stuff. The Dolphins are 1-0. They got a shot at being 2-0. That's the storyline. That's the only storyline that counts. Any of you hanging on to something negative, you're really not a Dolphins fan. Let me just say that. Okay? Let's just call it like we see it. Your team is 1-0. They had no shot at losing last week. They dominated the Patriots. They did what they were supposed to do. I don't care how you win, dude. Find a way to win. Well, they won comfortably. Now, of course, do I want them to run the ball? Hell yeah. Do I want Tua to stay away from some of the ugly plays? Fine, yes. But I'm super happy with what's going on. If you're just sitting here in misery thinking about, well, we still should have drafted another quarterback, or if this guy's not tall enough, or if this team's not good enough, or that you don't believe in Chris Greer, or that you don't like Mike McDaniel, or that this and that, you're really not a Dolphins fan, dude. You're really not a Dolphins fan. You could say you're a Dolphins fan, but I say you're a liar. I say you're a bullshitter. Only Dolphins fans, true Dolphins fans, appreciate what's going on because it's not easy to win in the NFL. Go look at the scores. There are teams that were disappointed after their first week. There's a bunch of teams that look way worse than Miami. There's a bunch of teams that are in way worse shape than Miami, i.e. Dallas. Those are the people that should be. When we're stuck with Cameron, then let's complain. When we're 1-7 to start the season, let's complain. But if you think you're a Dolphins fan, okay, or you act like a Dolphins fan, or you try to assume you're a Dolphins fan, or maybe just because you're wearing a shirt and you think you're a Dolphins fan, you're not. You're not. You're just a phony, miserable person. That's what you are. You're not a Dolphins fan. (855-912-1056). That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. And you are correct, Richard. Toxic sells, Big O. That's right. And that's not what we do here on this show. We'll give hell to people when they deserve it. But if they don't deserve it, we're not going to give it to them. Okay? Big O, who you got tonight? Chargers or the Chefs? Devin, first of all, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Well, let's talk about our A. Lenny Locksmith Lockdown segment. I mean, you got the billboard up right there. A. Lenny Locksmith, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, Tampa, Orlando, and Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. No, just Phoenix, Arizona. I just felt like going into a Steve Miller song. That's all it is. Let's go with our lockdown.
Time to lock it down. The Lockdown is brought to you by ALennyLocksmith.com. Services in South Florida from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, ALennyLocksmith.com locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Here's the Big O to tell you what needs to be locked down.
All right. Well, we won yesterday by half a run. I thought it would be a little bit more comfortable than that. Apparently, some of you have won 2 in a row because I really did say plus 1.5. Did you hear it yourself? You went back and heard it?
No, but when they actually put on the chat, I went back and heard it. I was like, all right, he probably actually went back and checked. Because I know a lot of times they'll say it on chat, but when he said he actually typed in, I went back and checked.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah, but I didn't bet it that way. I took it as a loss, by the way. I didn't chalk it up as hey, listen, I screwed up. You guys won. That's much better. I'm glad you guys won. I didn't, because I literally bet Philly minus 1.5. And yesterday I took the game under 7.5. Dude, the game went 6-1. Philadelphia won. Total was 7 runs. We won by half a run. So we improved to 33-24-2 now. So we get back on the winning track after losing yesterday. I know you guys, some of you won because I was an idiot. Well, actually, I'm glad I didn't even listen to what I said, that I accidentally gave the winner out. So I can't give myself credit for something that I didn't bet on. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So we'll take the loss there. We'll take the win last night. I was happy. I was like, damn, dude, come on. You guys got me on the edge. 640, Phillies and Marlins, Noah Syndergaard and Pablo Lopez. Philly is favored by 1.5. The over and under is 7.5. I am staying away from baseball. I've got some football. That we can have some fun with. So the Chargers are visiting the Chefs. The Chefs are favored by 4. One of the things that I was very impressed with last week, okay, yes, Herbert's a fantastic talent, and they can score points, but that defense can get after people. Holy crap, the addition of Khalil Mack has really helped out, added another pass rusher. And when I'm looking at the Chiefs, look, I know that the Chefs this past week kicked some ass and they tore it up, but Kelsey was the number one guy. the receivers weren't necessarily really the dominant force in that game. It was Kelsey. So I'm interested to see what the Chargers do tonight on defense. They are on the road. Kansas City is an incredibly difficult place to play. I'm going to ride the Chargers on this one. I think they're going to lose the game, but I think they're going to lose a really close game when it's all said and done. So I'm going to go Chargers +4 in this one in a really tight contest because I think the Chargers defense will keep that game tight, that either they lose a close game or they win that game. I think they'll lose, but I think they'll lose by 1 or 2 points. So the 4 is just a little too much. If it was 3, it would scare me a little bit. I might be messing with the overall number, or I might just go to the baseball game and take the Phillies -1.5, because that's really what I was going to do with Syndergaard on the mound. I was going to take Philadelphia. I mean, between you and I, this is not part of the lockdown. I am going to take Philly just for the hell of it. But I like the Chargers +4 in this one. Really love what I saw from that defense. And the offense will do more than enough to hang in there with the Chiefs. They've got a hell of an offense. Although Keenan Allen is banged up a little bit, right? So, he's out, right? He's out. Well, he's one of those guys. It's like Teron Armstead. You love having him on your team, but you got to expect him to miss a couple games every year, and that's just kind of the MO with a guy like that. So that will put a little extra pressure on Justin Herbert to elevate everybody else. Chargers +4 in our alenny.com lockdown segment.
The Lockdown is brought to you by alennylocksmith.com. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming. All model cars. 24-hour service. Call them anywhere in South Florida at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com where we lock it down.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. All right. So we got Allen. All right, let's do that. Let's go with a little football talk, and let's go with Alan Poupart. He is at Dolphins camp with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins reports.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O radio show.
He is at Dolphins camp, ready to go, locked and loaded. How are you doing, my brother? How is camp right now?
Camp's okay. We just finished talking to the coordinators and assorted assistant coaches before practice, which starts in about half an hour or so.
What'd they tell you about the O-line? What'd you get on the O-line? What's going on with the tackles?
You're not actually expecting to get information as to who's going to play and who's not.
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, I know you.
That's funny. That's funny.
I saw it last week. Sean told me you called him so he can teach you some wrestling moves, because apparently you were going to put some of these coaches in a full Nelson and force them to give you information. So what did you do? What wrestling moves did you pull on them, and what information did you squeeze out of them?
I got the back suplex, but they still wouldn't give me any information.
Damn.
But I tried, man. I tried.
Well, the fact that you used back suplex, that was, that got a smile out of Sean there. So
strong, right?
That's it. That in itself, you just passed that question right there. Flying colors. Back suplex is all you need. It sounds like Jackson out, and maybe Armstead could make it back. That's almost kind of the impression I'm getting.
That's fair. No, and the thing is, if you look at the injury report the participation report from Wednesday, the fact that they have toe, / not injury related - rest for Armstead. Okay, well, how much would he have practiced if it wasn't for the toe? Would he have been full? Would he have been limited?
Right.
And then you take McDaniel's comments before practice yesterday when he said it's very like kind of ominous, saying he's battled injuries throughout his career and he's played through them, and we'll see later in the week. So I don't know. I mean, best guess, and this is purely a guess. Jackson definitely out, and Armstead 50-50. How's that?
That's good. It's good. By the way, people are enraged on the chat board. No Expos hat. Just saying, bro.
I know.
You hold the standard, and then you're not upholding that standard. That's a problem on the show. It's a problem on the show.
No, I am covered with shame, actually. I don't know if you can see it, but I am completely ashamed of myself.
Yeah, you should be. You should be incredibly ashamed of yourself. That your fellow Frenchmen in Montreal are ashamed of you, that you are not, representing l'Exposé.
I know. It'll be back for the next appearance, I promise.
Okay. All right. What are you expecting overall? If are there going to be any changes, you think, on the O-line? Are you guessing, or what did you see yesterday as the starting five when you went out to practice?
We don't say starting five when we went out there. We're not there long enough. We're there long enough to watch them stretch, to watch them go like position drills, but they're not like necessarily lining up in a formation. So what I would expect is, if Greg Little can play, I would expect where you saw, and Armstead plays, it'll be Armstead left tackle, Little right tackle. If somehow Armstead can, and Little was a full participant in practice, so I would think he's okay. So him being part of the equation, then if Armstead can't play left tackle, what they did last week for those two snaps is they had Liam Eichenberg at left tackle, and then Robert Jones at left guard. So that kind of indicates that maybe that's the way they'd be leaning.
Okay. Did you agree with the coach that they got better as the game went on in the second half running the ball? And what did you see when you watched the film overall from the offensive line? What did you like and didn't like?
Did they get better? I think it did get a little bit better, but the final numbers are the final numbers. And again, if you take away,
not good.
I mean, no. And again, it's 67 yards, and then 22 of those are on one carry each by Waddle, Hill, and Wilson. So the running backs themselves, I like the way they ran. So I didn't see the running backs leaving yards on the field the way I did last year, for example. But there were a couple of plays that are problematic, and I don't know exactly if it was a bad design on the play or somebody completely messed up. But the play where, Duggar shoots through a major hole at the line of scrimmage and drops Edmonds for like 7 yards. But I didn't see it like a physical mistake. He didn't beat anybody. He just like ran through a gaping hole. So either,
that was they had the right side shoot up to the second level right away on that play. It was like it wasn't like they screwed up. It seemed like that just wasn't their assignment, and somebody else was supposed to pick up Duggar, apparently. That's kind of the way it looked, right? Because
correct.
When you saw it, you looked at those two guys on the right side, and it's like, okay, clearly they were going somewhere else. That was their assignment. You could tell that they weren't whiffing or they weren't confused. No, they went with conviction to where they went, and then obviously what I called it was the perfect counter call to whatever you called. That's really what it was in the way.
Correct. Well, and then the next question is there a mechanism in place for Tua, if he sees what's going on, to call out of the play? Again, I don't know. That's a question. That's a question
I asked that. You remember? I asked that?
Correct.
I asked what does he have? Is it a check with me? And that's where he said, well, I like my job. And so he basically said, it's either or. You know what I mean? It's either it's a check from a run to a pass, or a pass to a pass, or a run to a run, he said. But it's either or. He can only do it. What I really want from Tua is, dude, when the play is dead, let it die, bro.
Yeah, let it go.
Go Drago. If he dies, he dies. If it dies, it dies. Just go Drago, bro. That's it. If it dies, it dies. Live for the next day. And that's something he hasn't learned from his Alabama days. So
you can't try to be a hero on every play. That doesn't work. It just does not work. No, and let me finish on the offensive line. The one thing I noticed is there's no push. I mean, and again, the scheme isn't necessarily designed for that, but there are certain moments you'd like to see the offensive line be able to move the defensive lineman off the line, and I didn't see that at all. In fact, I saw a couple of offensive linemen getting stood up a couple of times. So it wasn't
direction stuff we saw a little bit in against Philadelphia. We didn't really see those kind of play designs in this game, correct?
I didn't see it. Well, there was the end around. There was an end around. I mean, that's misdirection.
Right. But there wasn't a lot, is what I'm saying.
No.
Normally you would expect a little bit more. So here's my follow-up to all of that. Did they look at that front and say, we can go a little bit more basic against these guys and get by? The following week against the Ravens, we're going to need a little bit more of that. We're going to have to showcase it a little bit more. I actually think you might even see an Ezukama active this week, where they might use him in that Deebo Samuel role, where he might get one of those end arounds and get that big body going and helping out a little bit in the running game and those kind of things. I think you might see maybe Ingold involved a little bit more, all those kind of things. I almost feel like, the myth is that he's game plan specific, right? Supposedly, like Belichick does. I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit more of that in this game here against the Baltimore Ravens, because you're facing a much more active front too now.
You're also facing a team that played a lot of 6 DB formations against the Jets in the opener, and maybe they're going to do that again to try to prevent and protect against Hill and Waddle's speed. So maybe they figure the time to really concentrate and focus on the running game, and the running game being what drives the offense could be this game as opposed to the first game.
Great point.
It also could be that maybe he doesn't want to unleash everything just yet until he feels a level of comfort with the way the offensive line is operating. That's true. Then once he gets there, he'll be like, okay, now I'm going to throw everything at you. So there are a couple of possibilities, I think. And again, it wasn't an overwhelming performance on offense in any way, shape, or form, but they didn't need it to be because the defense was controlling the game.
Right. Yeah. The good thing is that game was never in doubt. So there really should be no panic about anything going on. But eventually you do want to play. But now, listen, again,
they're going to have to. Yeah.
Let's give the Patriots some credit. You are facing one hell of a defense, okay? So that's not an easy team to have success on. And you had more success in the passing game than most of the time last year as it is. So that in itself was a step forward.
True. I mean, I'll reserve judgment on New England until I see a couple more games. I wasn't overwhelmed by what they had. There's nothing about their team that jumps out. I mean, they have some good players.
On offense, I'm not impressed, but on defense, they have some players, bro. Right? You don't find
Duggar's very good, and Matthew Judon's a very good pass rusher. Outside of that, I mean, they have some solid. McCourty's a good city.
Wise is solid on the other side.
Correct.
Godchow is a solid defensive tackle too. And what the other guy's actually better than Godchow. He's a little better than Godchow. What's his name, bro?
Christian Barmore. But they neutralized him. He didn't do anything in the game Sunday.
No?
Barely noticed him.
Connor's a bitch, dude. Connor's a bitch.
I know. Pro Football Focus loved his work. I didn't see it enough to be honest with you, but I know Pro Football Focus graded him, I think, as the number one.
Well, I didn't go by that, but I go by what I saw, and that mother can block. He can block, bro. I can see why they wanted him there, because for your quarterback, you need somebody stout up front, and all he has to do is fine tune that snap. That's an aggressive son bitch, bro. I like him.
No, he's been aggressive. No, he only had the bad snap. I mean, the first one. Of course, it had to be the first one right off the bat. Like, oopsie.
Right. But but overall, pretty good. Hey, listen, I was talking about this a couple of days ago. If you really watch every game, almost every center probably has a snap that's a little low, a little high, or whatever in almost every game. It's not like every single snap is right at the numbers. Sometimes guys do it in games where they have a snapper or two in a game that wasn't perfect. So it's not the worst for Connor.
No, to only have one there, that's fine. I mean, and then what you don't want is the three hopper or the one that flies over the head of the quarterback. Those are the ones you don't want.
Amen. No holy rollers. You definitely don't want any of that stuff. All right. The zero cover blitz. Lamar addressed that question yesterday in his press conference. I tried to ask Javon Holland on it, but he's like an 18-year veteran in his second year. He wasn't having any of that. So talk to me. What are you expecting in this game for the Dolphin defense to get after Lamar and try to do this again?
Yeah, and there's two schools of thought here, right? One is you keep doing it until they show you they can block it, and then the other one is, you know what? Let's throw something completely different at them and completely fool them because they're probably expecting the cover zero blitz. My guess is you're going to have they can't. This is what they do best, so they can't completely get away from it. So I don't expect them to all of a sudden play softer and go in a different direction.
Kind of zone now. Play a three cover shell or something at this. Yeah, right. I don't expect them to completely change. That is a great point on your part because they're not really suited to do some of those other things. They're actually suited to do this: get after your ass and leave guys out on an island out there.
Correct. And I've never seen. I mean, Lamar Jackson looked completely overwhelmed last year by the blitzes, and the comment that he said that we were caught off guard was very eye-opening. And this wasn't the first time in the last couple of years the Dolphin defense did that to opponents. So I trust that there's going to be a significant amount of blitzing.
He says they have something to counter it. I'm just wondering,
like what?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like what? And what did you learn in the off season that makes you better prepared for this? Unless you live it and try to beat it while it's going on. And you've got the other thing is credit to the Dolphins because on the flip side, like what you just said, this is how they're built. They're really not built other ways that they can really change it up too much. Well, on the flip side, there aren't a lot of people in the league that can actually go at Lamar that way because you have to be built that way in order to do it also. So Lamar's not going to get a lot of those opportunities for people to play that cover on him where he gets enough practice to see if he can beat it. And so that's why for me, I'm with you, dude. Attack them, and until they prove it, I would take that attitude. Show me that you can beat this cover zero blitz.
No, I agree. And the thing that you have to be very careful and you have to be on point with if you're the Dolphin defense is lane responsibility, because if you go all out and you miss him and then somebody's not in the lane he's supposed to be filling and there's some kind of gap, that dude's kind of able and has the ability to take full advantage of it, and you might see him 30 yards on the field. So here's the thing, though. It's easy to say we're going to throw everybody at Lamar because we have the cornerbacks who can cover one-on-one. That's great, but you also have to be very disciplined up front in maintaining your gap integrity.
Big time. People are asking, what does Poop think about the secondary for the Ravens? What do you think?
Well, they lost Kyle Fuller, who started a cornerback for them last week.
Big time.
Correct. Marcus Peters practiced yesterday.
Got back. Yeah, he just got back.
Correct. So I don't know if he's playing. Like, for example, Ronnie Stanley practiced yesterday, and I'm told though he's not. There's no way he's playing. I don't know that much about the second. I mean, Flacco got a lot of yards. I mean, he got over 300 yards, but a lot of it was in garbage time after the game was out of reach. Like I said, they played an awful lot of 6 DBs. They drafted Kyle Hamilton, who, from my understanding, is actually the number 3 guy over there, behind Marcus Williams, who they signed in the offseason from the Saints, and their other safety is going to escape me. No, I do think actually, I think the Baltimore defense and their front seven, because here, stop me if you've heard this before, is very physical. Calais Campbell, our good friend from the University of Miami, who's just still going, hell of a player. He's a handful up front. I would expect the Baltimore defense to be a challenge, and their secondary. And here's the thing too: when important point that needs to be made, and I hope that few people like hang their hat too much on the game last year when it comes to what the Dolphin offense was able to do, because that Baltimore secondary was decimated last year when they came to Hard Rock Stadium, and they were, I mean, coverage busts all over the place. If you recall that game, they had 3 plays where, and then one with Brissett, 2 with 2 after he came into the game, where the Dolphin receivers were completely left wide open because somebody blew a coverage.
Yeah.
And that's not Baltimore like. And part of it was, and my buddy who covers the Ravens told me that was an issue once they had all the injuries. That's an issue that was constant. That's really not typical of Baltimore. I would expect that the secondary cover is going to be a whole lot tighter than it was last year in that Thursday night game.
All right. What's the prediction, Alan?
Oh, I have to do one now, don't I? Since we don't speak until after the game.
It's Thursday. Let's go. Cough it up. Get off the fence. No straddling here.
Okay, and I'm gonna preface it by saying I reserve the right to change my mind before it appears on alldolphins.com on Saturday, which is when the official prediction is made. For now,
right, so that means you're gonna have to call us for 2 minutes in the pregame show and make that change. You're gonna have to go Michael Jackson on Sunday's pregame show and make that change.
Is that a Michael Jackson reference? I didn't even get that. Sorry.
Yeah, make that change. The song. Change. He says, make that change. That line.
That song. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that song. I don't know. Again, it's still early in the season. I'm kind of when the schedule first came out, my thought was like, there's no way the Dolphins can. That's a hell of a game for the Dolphins to try to win.
You really don't know "Man in the Mirror" from Michael Jackson?
I do. I didn't know it was a lyric in "Man." I do know "Man in the Mirror."
Make that change, because you look the man in the mirror. You know, make that change. Okay.
Not my favorite Michael Jackson.
I know, but still, your music knowledge is very, very deep. So I figured you would know. Man, you had to know "Man in the Mirror." Come on, bro.
No exposed hat. Don't know "Man in the Mirror" lyrics. I mean, this is a bad morning for me. So
you are Joe Namath. You're struggling.
Who was the sideline reporter? Was it Bobby Bernstein?
Susie Colbert. I want to kiss you, Susie. I want to kiss you. Yeah.
Okay. My lean right now would be, let's say, 51-49 towards Baltimore.
Oh,
that's my lean right now.
Okay. All right. As long as you don't drink the kind of lean that some of the rappers like, you're all good. I got references for everything. All right. Anyway, follow them on Twitter at PoopArtNFL. Make sure you subscribe to alldolphins.com. You are not a Dolphins fan if you do not bookmark alldolphins.com. I just want you to know that. That officially makes you a Dolphins fan anywhere in the world when you bookmark alldolphins.com. It's a law.
It's true.
I'm just saying. It's a law. So follow the laws. Alan, we will see you on Sunday when you change your prediction.
You got it, and I will do better next time.
You got it. Make that change. Be good.
Have a good one.
There you go. It's Alan Poupar with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. And if you need to make some improvements to that home, and I'm not talking about a handyman, I'm talking about full custom home construction, major home remodeling. You want to redo that entire kitchen. You're going to gut it out. You want to modernize it. You want to redo that entire backyard. You want to put together a big old tiki hut with the whole kitchen and barbecue and all that, and a grease trap and everything. They got it for you, man. EJD Construction. One of our listeners actually did it. I mentioned the grease trap because he had to build a grease trap for it, which was so freaking cool, actually, that he also built the grease trap and everything for one of our listeners. By the way, you should invite Sean and I to, a little barbecue at that tiki hut there, sir. I know who you are. I just can't say it on the air. But anyway, thank you. 305-433-4843, man. The kind of custom home construction, and they're fully insured, by the way. Liability and workers' comp, please. Even if you don't hire EJD Construction, do not ever hire any other company that is not fully insured, because if they get injured in your home, they can sue you. And then you're part of a lawsuit. You don't want that. So please make sure you hire responsible people like EJD Construction who are fully insured and don't put any liability on your end. They're there to protect you and serve you. Call EJD Construction. That is our Alan Poupart Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDConstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
All right. Sean Stanley, as always, mastering this program every single day. Always appreciate what he does here on the show. Thank you, sir. J.K. Dobbins also did practice yesterday, went through a full practice for the Ravens, so they could be getting their running back also back. Lamar Jackson, can you pull that up, Sean? Lamar Jackson addressed yesterday the Cover Zero Blitz in his press conference. So, which, I mean, I asked it. Other media members asked it. They asked the players yesterday in the locker room. You know Lamar was going to get that question, right? Because, hey, man, this is what stifled them last year. This is what gave the Dolphins the edge last year. Not just by you going to myedgedrink.com, use our code Big O, get 10% off for the finest energy drink on the planet. But getting that zero cover blitz, that was the edge that gave them in that game the entire night. And it had Lamar flustered. It had the offense flustered. So they asked him the zero cover blitz. And here's the answer that Lamar Jackson had to that question.
You look at the game film from last year.
Mhm.
Why do you think they were as effective against you guys as they were? And do you expect to see a lot of the same stuff on Sunday?
They just, caught us off guard, really. We haven't really went over defenses doing all up zero against us, like just all up, flat out zero. But I feel we have an answer for it this year. We watched film, watched a lot of film of those guys because we don't want it to happen again.
Would you think that game changed the way other teams played you in a lot of ways? Because people were talking about whether that's a blueprint to facing you in the Ravens.
No, not really. Other teams did zero, but it was just the way they did it. That kind of affected us. But like I said, we'll have an answer this time around if they do the same thing.
All right. So, again, it's what we talked about with Poupart. Not everybody's built to be able to do this. But Miami is. And they're going to do it even without Byron Jones. I can bet after watching what Cater did, I think you're definitely going to see that. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor, send Frank an email with our logo. He needs it. Fiore. Okay. So it confused the hell out of him. And Miami has the pass rushers to do it. And we didn't see a lot of it in this game that we saw against the Patriots. But there's no doubt in my mind that Lamar Jackson is going to see it. Now, Poupart did bring something up interesting. How do they mix it up and change it up on Lamar? But there's no doubt in my mind that I would be running that zero cover blitz on his ass until they prove that they can beat it on a consistent basis. And I don't believe that they'll be able to. I believe they're going to be able to maybe even create some turnovers from it. I like the Dolphins this week against the Ravens. But I've told you I've liked the Dolphins against the Ravens for weeks now. This is nothing new. This is not coming off the Patriot win. I already had them winning these two games. I wasn't nearly as nervous as, the negative people out there that just want to feed you negativity. And then that's all they want to. It's almost like a lot of the stuff that goes on right now with crypto. The rich and powerful are doing a really good job of scaring the average person so they can scare them away and lower the price as much as possible. And that way they can gobble it up as much as possible, and they can be the foundation of it like they are in the stock market. Nothing changes in this world sometimes. Now, certain things, the way we do it, but the habits and the motives never change in this world. So we will find out if their habits or motives change on Sunday. Do they go the same way, or does Miami have a twist on how to attack them? I personally would not have any twist whatsoever. I would not outsmart myself until I have to try to outsmart myself. I would keep it simple, stupid, is what I would do. This worked last year, and it worked all game long. We're going to continue to do it. And that reporter, since that was towards the end of last year, right? That was one of the last games, right? It was probably one of the last 3 or 4 games of the year, right? I want to say the Baltimore Ravens one. There was more in the middle. I don't know. Check it out for me there. Maybe you might be right. It might have started the big run. But I don't think that there's a lot of teams after Miami that they played that could do exactly what Miami did. And that's why he didn't see much of it. It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. You see Nature Bee there, baby. Hey, remember, you can buy 2 months and you get the 3rd month for free. We've been telling you about all natural plant pollen from clean, green New Zealand. We love Nature Bee. We love Jeff Cook and all the great people out there at Nature Bee. I've been taking it for 20 years. The family's been taking it for 20 years. And it protects you against the big nasties. It gives you great energy, stronger nails, fuller hair, 27 vitamins and amino acids, 28 minerals and powerful antioxidants. And of course, it comes from clean, green New Zealand. Mother Nature, baby. All natural. That's why it's great for kids. It's great for the adults. It is so good. Do this with any other vitamin or medicine or whatever that's in a capsule. Break up the capsule and eat the powder directly. You don't want to do that, right? Because it tastes like crap. Not Nature Bee. It's all natural plant pollen. Tastes great for you. Read up on the benefits of plant pollen. They're endless. There's a reason why. Really, if you really think about it, we kind of screw up our systems in life because when they put us on this earth, they also gave us everything we needed to survive. We didn't have to go create and invent any kind of food and concoctions. No, it was pretty much right there. And plant pollen is part of it. It's been around for centuries, for thousands of years. And, of course, you can get the benefits of it. naturebee.com is the website. You order 2 months, you get the 3rd month for free, and you get free shipping. Use our code BIG-O. Go to naturebee.com and use our code BIG-O and get 1 whole month free and shipping. Buy 2 months, get the 3rd month for free and free shipping. naturebee.com. Yes, sir.
It was November 11th. We had just beat we were coming off the win from the Texans, and then we beat the Ravens, which was the 2nd in a row, leading into the big run that the Dolphins went in.
Okay.
Or on.
All right. So it was about 7 games left, 6 games left after that, right? What you're telling me? About 7? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it was close to halfway. It was just past halfway. It was the 10th game. So, yeah. Okay. Wow Printing and Graphics says Tua came back second half of that game. Yes, sir. Tua Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. Change nothing. Have a plan B and disguise and confuse Lamar. Lamar, I'm not a good thinker. He's an athlete playing the role of QB. Stop the run. Make Lamar beat you from the pocket. Amen. Amen. And I know this week he hit a couple from the pocket, but the Jets are bad. I love, what is it, Robert Salah, whatever his name is. Oh, we're not the same old Jets, but people are going to think it until we prove otherwise. Yeah, well, yeah, you're the same old Jets, dude. Until otherwise, you're the same old Jets. What I saw on Sunday, that's not a good team. It's a terrible team. The Jets will be lucky to win 3 to 4 games. Seriously. They'll be fortunate to win 3 or 4 games. Is the MILF banger coming back this week? I don't know. I have no idea. How long is the MILF banger? No, he's out longer than that, right? Isn't it like a month or two? Well, yeah, but so then that means he's missing at least 4 games. Okay, so if he's on IR, then he's missing at least 4 games. All right. I feel bad for the Jets fans out there because that means Mom's not in the stands. And the Jet stands are kind of like an ugly stands. It's an ugly group of people. But at least when Zach's mom's there, I got to say, looks a lot better.
He has returned to practice, but Salah said he wouldn't be able to start to at least week 4. So he's not on IR.
Okay, so he's not on IR.
But Salah said
still,
he wouldn't go until week 4. I'm sorry. I knew I'd seen week 4, so I thought he was on IR. But no, he just said he'd probably be out until then. But he did practice yesterday. He returned to practice yesterday.
So apparently I'm told, Frankie says I went 1-1, Moxley won, and Jericho lost. Now, can I be completely honest here? I picked Jericho, like I said, because he's my friend. But I kind of knew he was going to lose. Do you know why I kind of knew he was going to lose?
Why'd you know?
Because he's really a rocker.
Oh.
He's not really dedicated to wrestling like he used to be. And they know it. So it's kind of like something that they can use and they can, take it out of their pocket and say a secret weapon for this show. Jericho, he's not touring right now with Fozzy and all that kind of stuff. If he was all out wrestling, then I think he would win a bunch of these matches, obviously. But because he's really rocking and touring, they can afford to use him and lose him.
It's like this wrestling stuff.
Yeah,
pretty good, man.
I'm just,
Nah, you're pretty good.
I hang around a guy that knows it, so it rubs off. That's all it is. I'm learning by osmosis. EM Baller, thank you for the love in the super chat. He says, thoughts on outrage on Tua's height comments. You're going to have, I love you for the super chat, but I already talked about that. And then D Wolverine 305, thank you for the love in the super chat. It's almost like Tua can't even speak anything he says. A lot of these speaking heads and fake takes and use it to produce trash content. Exactly. And it gets you guys to watch the trash content and respond to the trash content and get all enraged with the trash content. And because it gets a lot of views and a lot of hits, there you go. I really feel like you shouldn't really watch anything that's negative to it. Since it's all clickbait, why click it? If you know the person is just going to spew to a crap, then why keep listening to it? It's like listening to Adam Archuleta. Well, let's assess Tua's play. And then I think it was Gumbo. It's like, well, the game's not over yet. I'd like to wait till the fourth quarter. And the guy was just, you could tell he was just dying to bury Tua, whichever way he can. Does Archuleta realize how he came off on the air? Does he really? I don't think so.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he went in with that angle. And Gumbo was the good cop, and Archuleta was the bad cop.
Well, the play-by-play guy is always going to be the good cop because he can't.
No, I know you can't really do it, but again, you have to have the bad cop. Why? Because then you have the Tua haters. You have those like, oh, see, I told you. You're playing to the audience. He's a lightning rod, so why not? Why? Yeah. I guarantee you, most of the color commentators this year, I won't say all of them because I don't know. I don't know who all they have on there, but I would say majority of them are probably going to go with the
narrative.
The narrative of Tua.
Probably. You're probably right.
Being bad at the quarterback position.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yep. Big O has the inside scoop on Jericho. I don't know about that. I'm just, He's a rocker, bro. He's not really there the whole time, so you know. Giovanelli says, Big O, I didn't watch the Steelers game. Did Flo use the zero blitz? Nope. Yeah, right. He's the linebacker. He's not the defensive coordinator, so he can't use anything. You know what I mean? That's why it's not his call. He's just coaching the linebackers. I don't know if they're built that way in the secondary. The corners. Yeah, Minka's awesome. They got the safety, but I don't know if they have the corners. Adam sounded like a Jets fan. Big O, State TV, don't listen to Tua naysayers, LOL. Well, they do, actually, because that's the reason why I think they're getting a lot of hits. Because I got a lot of the people that do believe in Tua, they're the ones that are constantly talking about this negative person or that negative person. Eddie says it seems pretty obvious that the national media is trolling. They know it gets clicks. Otherwise, the hypercriticism makes no sense. Very true, Eddie. Too Extreme says Sean Payton talked up the Teddy cause because he's trying to build up his stock so the Cowboys trade for him. That way, when Payton takes the Cowboys job, Teddy will already be there for him. That's not bad. I like that. That's a good plan, Too Extreme. Yeah, what do you got for me?
Did you see Joe Shad's tweet? It was last night.
Oh,
Did you
dude,
see
yes.
the tweet?
I got it. Here it goes. In the last 27 or 9 games or whatever of the last, in other words, after the 1-7 start or 1-5 start. 1-5 start was in the first year of 2019. I want to say, was it 1-5, right? And then they started winning some games.
I believe it's over the last 36 games is what he put.
Right, 36 games, which is the last 2 seasons and the partial of after the shitty part of the shitty start, the 34.
17, 16.
Oh, no.
Three games into.
Oh, yeah, so it's towards the end of New England and the last couple wins. Only 3 teams have more wins than the Dolphins in the last 36 games. In the NFL, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Bucks.
No, this is the AFC.
Oh, the AFC. The Chiefs, Titans, and Patriots?
No, the easiest one.
Chiefs, Titans.
Come on.
Easiest one. God, what an idiot I am.
They're running our division right now.
Oh, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're
only
the
3 teams.
So only 3 teams in the AFC, not NFL. AFC have more wins than the Dolphins in the last 36 games.
So crazy.
And Tennessee is going the other way. Buffalo is not. But they,
Shad turned over a new leaf here?
I don't know. I have no idea. He was nice to Tua this past week.
Actually, he's always been good on the Dolphin stuff. Yeah, it's Tua, right? Yeah. So,
yeah, the Tua.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah.
He kind of was nice on Tua.
Yeah, real nice. Yeah. And on us.
That's true. And wow, yeah. Damn, he gave us a 10 for our open. Damn. That was a little too much. I almost lost my shit yesterday with that. Wow, I was like, holy crap, he gave us a 10. Scary stuff. Big O, did you see the highlight arc did for Mac Jones, but didn't do anything for Tua mid-game as he was losing? Oh, the highlight arch did for Mac. Oh, no, you know what? I must. Yeah, the big pass. Oh, yeah, he finally hit it and all that. Yeah, I know. He was just dying for. In his eyes, it was probably bothering him that the Dolphins were dominating that game and that Mac Jones looked like crap. Has Cameron Wolf said anything about Tua's comments from yesterday? Dude, go to his Twitter feed. So you go check it out and see if he's said anything. He'll be on with us tomorrow, I think. I think he's on tomorrow. Yeah, no, maybe I should. Because he is going to be at the game. So maybe we will move him for Sunday. I don't.
We have the network commitments to where after the game.
We'll adjust, and we'll get them on one way or another.
Another 3-hour post game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did go 3 hours, didn't we?
3 hours and 22 minutes.
Did we do that? I know it went 3 hours. We did 3 hours and 22 minutes in the postgame show. Holy
About
shit.
that, yes.
And let me tell you something. It's 3 hours with like 8 minutes total of commercials in the entire 3 hours.
Because that game ended a little bit earlier because it was before 4 o'clock.
You know, I never realized that I went that long.
Yeah. And we got off at 7.
It was such a good night. It's been such a good week. I don't care about you sourpusses. You all can kiss my ass. Okay? But I loved it, man. I loved it. How am I not going to love a Dolphins win? A Dolphin domination of the Patriots. A game that was never in doubt. That was orgasmic for me, bro. I loved it. Loved it. First game, there's plenty more to do down the line, but for the first game, I thought that was actually really, really cool. All right, let's take a quick break here, and let's get ready for hour number 3. Michelle Kaufman will join us at the bottom of this hour at 12:30. We'll get a little Inter-Miami talk as they are headed down the stretch. Will they get a playoff spot? That's the thing. They got a game on Sunday, a huge game. I mean, every game now just gets bigger. They're already in the playoffs, actually. So we'll talk to her, technically. What I mean is every game there's a playoff spot on the line. If you lose, you're probably done pretty much. So they've got to pretty much run the table from here on out to make sure they're still in there. Samuel Robina says, Pollen is still butthurt about the Pats losing. He is the king of the clowns. Why? What did he say? I don't know. Ben's a good dude. Not very accurate when it comes to talking about quarterbacks, but outside of that, Ben's a good dude. Says Big O, I'm still pissed about Iron Maiden not getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Your thoughts? Yeah, no. It's a lot of people that aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but eventually they'll get there. You have to give it to them. You have no choice. Yes, sir. You got some news? What do you got?
I went to check on Ben Volin.
Oh.
In the first tweet. What a dirty hit by Dolphins safety Javon Holland. Leaves his feet and goes high on Mack. Got a 15-yard penalty, but refs should have considered ejection. Definitely needs a hefty fine.
Oh, God. What is there more? More from Ben Volin? We got to fix your screen, bro. Your phone is like...
It cracks me up.
Yeah, it's all cracked up.
Oh, I did retweet out Sean Payton's comments.
What's that?
The almost Miami coach doesn't think Tua will be the QB all year.
Oh, Lordy. Big O, people seem to forget that this was the first game in a completely new system and all the starters were on the field. First game will be our worst game. Aaron, screw them. Enjoy it, bro. It was a hell of a win. They shut down the Patriots. Those schmucks only scored 1 touchdown. Sorry-ass Belichick came down 5 days here so he can sweat more. And really, the only one that benefited was Robert Kraft because he was at an Asian day spa for a couple of extra days. That's really the only reason why the Patriots were here. It's so, Robert Kraft can, release a little cheese. Hour number 3 from Hialeah Park is next.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Number 3, live from beautiful Hialeah Park, and I do want to repeat, this is our last morning show here at Hialeah Park. Next Thursday, we move to the afternoons, so we will be here 3 to 6 p.m. in the afternoons on Thursdays. I will do a little sum in the mornings for like 40 minutes, an hour maybe, or something like that, and then get going in the afternoon, and we'll get everything rolling in my 5.0 with the rag top down. Anyway, so we'll get rolling, and we'll get it going for you next Thursday. So now you know it becomes an afternoon show on Thursdays. Again, mornings I'll have a little hit. So it'll be a short one, and then we'll, do our thing, okay? Any insiders left for today? Yes, Michelle Kaufman will join us at 12:30. Maybe not the insider you were asking about, but she is an insider, and she knows Inter Miami really well, since we do talk about all sports. But no, not on the Dolphins side or the Heat side or the Canes side. No. Okay? Karen says, afternoons might be better than mornings, Big O. Very cool. Well, I get to sleep in a little bit more. That's actually very cool. Like on a day like today, boy, did I want to stay in bed just a little bit more, man. 2 nights in a row of concerts, and then you got to do the show the next morning. And by the way, both concerts were in Fort Lauderdale, and you live in West Kendall. Jesus. And did you have to have lane closures southbound on the turnpike? Huh? God, I screwed up. I didn't have the Waze on, and I got caught on that lane closure crap where they bring the 3 lanes down to 1, so it backs you to hell. And anybody that was coming back from the concert and went south on the turnpike last night, you know what I'm talking about. That sucked. I should have gone straight 595 to 75 to go home. Man, what a screw up that was on my part. I gotta remember to do that no matter what, because at night in the turnpike, there always seems to be something going on with that damn turnpike. They always seem to find something to do. Do you think Tua doesn't work out? We can trade for, oh God. Bro, go to other shows that have nothing else to talk about, and they talk about stupid shit that it's not even happening. This is not the show. I don't play those stupid hypotheticals, my brother. Go talk to other crap shows out there that may want to entertain those kind of stupid questions. How long did it take to get home? A little over an hour. Pain in the ass. But you want to sleep, so it's like. Although the worst part is, I get home and I still have to like watch a little television and tire myself out to kind of finish it off. That's the part that does suck out of it. Big O, out of curiosity, how many hours do you and Sean put into the show behind the scenes, getting everything ready, acquiring sponsors, etc.?
None.
Hello. I don't think people realize that. I don't think we ever stop.
I didn't sleep this weekend.
Like, no, seriously.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I was up till 3 a.m. Friday getting the Kane stuff ready.
Oh yeah, because
then
everything
that
was
rolled
late.
over
We
to
had
the
stuff that
Dolphins
was late.
on.
Yeah.
That had to go on for the next morning. I was up till 3 in the morning then, and then getting the stuff ready and everything else. I mean, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. No, it really doesn't stop.
I mean,
all day long, I'm watching things.
Yeah, the schedule yesterday was.
Yeah, yesterday we did the show, and then we rushed over to Dolphins camp. We got 5 interviews, 4 exclusive ones for you guys. Put it up on the website, and then I go home, and then I'm watching things and reading stuff. It really never stops. I'll find something, I'll email it to him. Say, all right, let's use it. He finds something like the Fitzpatrick stuff, sends it to me and says, what do you think? And I say, yeah, let's use that. That kind of stuff. So it really never stops, Karen. We live this.
And that's just the show. I mean, I'm up at 5:30 running my daughter to school in the morning.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not.
Right. It's doing life also, weaving life inside the show. But, it's basically we don't really stop. There's really no, in order to put this show together, it took me hours of preparation here. I mean, if you watch the show, don't you see that it comes out of my head a lot of times? You don't see me reading notes like, oh my God, I got to read these stats and all this. I have some notes made up. That's it. But it's not like I have a ton of stuff there that oh my God, it's here from a lot of the stuff that I've read and watched and all that, but it doesn't stop. And now remember, it's crypto, it's music, it's life, and then it's sports, obviously. So the show is jam-packed with all kinds of things. And it's all from stuff that I'm filing in my brain all day and all night. And then the next day, I then, unearth it and then bring it out to the public. So, yeah, it's not one of those things. Cobra Kai sucks. What happened? Did you watch the new Cobra Kai yet? I haven't watched anything yet. I'm going to watch it this season. I'm going to watch it this week, and I'll start to watch some of it. So it's a lot of hours. We don't stop. Big O broadcasts from the road when he travels for concerts. Yep. Yep, I do broadcast from the road. I mean, I don't know, maybe Green Lion, you might be a new listener, but yeah, we weave fun into work constantly. You know what I mean? I'm not going to work my ass off the entire time and then all of a sudden I'm not going to go have some fun. No, man, I want to have some fun. Okay? I got to have some fun. I got to go Sheryl Crow. All I want to do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. Sebastian Alvarez says, "Hey, I feel like Mostert was underused this week. He's fast. That's obvious, but he showed some real tough running late. I feel like we should have more of a 50-50 split with the running backs. What do you think?" They had no success, my brother. That was the problem. And they have to get better up front so they can have that balance that you're talking about. I want it. You're right. In theory, you're right. But what they did was also right. It just wasn't there for them. So they have to kind of mix it up, and then they had to lean more to the pass. Credit to the Patriots. They did not allow them to run the ball. Miami's got to get better at running the ball. And then that's how you get the balance. Yep. Karen's answer was, oh, wow. Juan says, oh, do you find some bands that I can't believe they are still around? Did you go to Tool? Don't say it, but you don't think that Tool is a waste, right? Like, Tool's awesome. But yeah, you're right. There are some bands like rest in peace, Eddie Money, hung on too long. Motley Crue, hanging on 10 years too long. They're ripping people off. I mean, you people paying money to go see Motley Crue. I hope you're getting your money's worth out of Def Leppard, which is what you're doing. You're not getting your money's worth out of Motley Crue. But yeah, Whitesnake, I know they canceled their tour now. But really, David Coverdale, he hasn't been able to sing in the last couple tours. It's done. So yeah, listen, there are teachers that hang on too long and they become senile or whatever. There are all kinds of professions where people hang on a little too long and you've got to make a change. It's not just rock bands. Okay. Last weekend, I'm sorry. God bless her. She may have some physical issues, but I saw Stacy Q and it was like, wow, man, I don't know if she should be touring. That kind of stuff. Felt bad for her because it looks like she had some physical limitations. But how do you stop somebody from excuse me? How do you stop somebody from trying to do what they love? That's what you have to think of. When you're doing that, somebody that's in a band, somebody that is a poker dealer, somebody that's a teacher, somebody that's whatever, and they try to hang on. If they love their job, those people, you run into them. They'll continue to work because they love to work and they love the job, but they're going to get to a point like we all do where we're a little too old for this job. I'm going to get to the point at one time where I'm not going to be able to stay on top of things the way I did. I'm not going to be as sharp as I normally am. I've watched it with other broadcasters as they get older. It's only natural. You know what I mean? We can't stay at the top of our games forever. It would be nice, it would be nice to be Dick Clark and never get old and always look fresh, and you could do your job into your 70s, 80s, and you're like, wow, that guy still looks like he's in his 50s. Some of us have that good fortune, but most of us, they're going to put it out. They're going to put us out to pasture, man. All of us. Doesn't matter if you're a model, if you're a TV anchor, if you're a football player, if you're a rock star, whatever it is. Father Time is undefeated. It catches up to us all at one point or another. It sucks for those of us that don't have Amazon Prime. Bamboozled. But you can get Amazon Prime. What? What happened? We got a bot? No way. Where did the bot come from? I don't see it. But like the sex bots, like multiple ones? Oh. Wow. Bands are also in the business, and lots of people depend on them for their income. It's not it's not so easy to just stop. You're right. That's a great point, Ragin. Because you have your publicists, you have your roadies, producers, record companies, all kinds of people are tied, fan clubs, all that kind of. You usually have somebody that's running your fan club, and that's like a salary themselves. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, you're right. That's a great point, man. It's a great point. Troy says Stacy might need the money. Oh, maybe. Maybe. You might be right, my friend. But she, looking at her physically, it looked like she was struggling with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Felt bad for her. Like I watched that set and I felt bad for Stacy Q. That's what happened. By the way, if you have a chance to go see Wang Chung, if you like Wang Chung, Points on a Curve might be one of those underrated, under the radar type albums. It's a really, really good album. I'm telling you, from beginning to end, it's a really good album overall. Yeah, they have a couple songs that are really popular that everybody knows, but they sounded great. So if you have a chance, Wang Chung and English Beat still sounds good. Dave Wakeling still sounds fantastic overall. That was good. That was a lot of fun. There's something about ska music. There's just a good feeling about it. Trell J says, stop watching porn on your work PC. What does that mean? Who's watching porn on their work PC? So you talking about that with the bots?
Listen, I forgot the window was open, okay?
Oh, okay.
My fault.
Okay. What are you doing, bro? Why are you watching the porn? And also, why aren't you sharing? What are the links? Yeah, bro, tell us. We all need links to good porn, good free porn. Come on. Don't you want a little good free porn? I'll take some good free porn. Nothing wrong with that. When sports and business collide, folks, we like doing something that is called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. Right. So that guy says he's pissed because he doesn't have Amazon Prime and he can't watch, huh? Well, he may hate this story. The Pac-12 commissioner, George Kliakov, reportedly is eyeing a deal with Amazon. So I hope he's not a Pac-12 fan, because if he is, well, guess what? They are looking to expand their media rights and plans with the Pac-12, and Amazon is being talked about right now. John Wilner reported on Tuesday that he's been told a handful of sources involved in the media rights realm that Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliakov is serious about a media rights agreement with Amazon. Wilner expressed that Kliakov has considered other platforms, but apparently is now dialed in on Amazon, saying he hinted at the possibility during the Pac-12's preseason kickoff event in late July, explained that a deal with one of the major digital media companies was highly likely, and the comment was vague enough that it could have been taken as a reference to ESPN's digital arm or Peacock or Paramount. Kliakov hasn't uttered a public peep about his media strategy since. But 6 weeks later, some clarity has emerged. A multi-year partnership with Amazon is under consideration. It's smart, a second source says. They could get more money and relative to their real media value with Amazon. Amazon and Apple, man. They are not screwing around here, dude. They want to be big players into sports. Personally, for me, I don't mind. I've had Prime for, God, I don't know, 15 years. Whenever Prime came out, I pretty much got, I think it was like, I want to say it was like $60 back then. Something like that. A long, long ass time ago. Because I've been ordering from Amazon forever and you get free shipping. So, what you pay a year, you make up for it in the free shipping. If you order enough, like I do, you'll make up for it in the free shipping easily. Easily. And Amazon's return policies are super simple. So that's the other thing that I trust. So I've had it. So I've had Amazon Prime, and my same deal has grown more and more every year because I can do more and more with Prime than I ever have for the same amount of money that I've been paying forever. And I get it for one reason, for free shipping. That alone saves me, what is it, $100 now? $110, whatever it is. $125 or something. I forgot what it was. But easily make that money back. And I've got Apple also. Hell, that's where I watched Ted Lasso, right? I think. Can't wait for that one, too. So, Amazon Prime is 100% worth. Free shipping, shows and movies, music, and more. It's a joke. Amazon Prime is a steal nowadays. Anybody that's had Prime like I have forever, and you've been paying for it just for the free shipping, and now you get all that, like you said, music, movies, and now, programming. Please, dude. Are you kidding me? It's freaking awesome. It is more than worth the price that you have to pay. What do we have here? Okay. I see the silliness there. It continues with some stuff. What else do we have? Did I finish it out, by the way? That's your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
That's right, 305-670-3370. Offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. And they do it all for your business. They can help you in everything from business evaluation, from payroll, budgeting, expenses, inheritance, your taxes, personal business, you name it. KSDT does it all. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They will definitely give your business the edge that you need. All right? Yes, sir. What do you got for me?
By the way, I went to check to verify. Apparently, the bot subscribed.
Wow.
Because we are set up for subscribers only in the chat.
That's a killer bot.
It's amazing.
Is it a bot?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they work, but yeah. So I just went to confirm because I went to check to make sure I didn't accidentally miss one while I was doing, and it's set up.
What were they selling? What was it?
It was the same one that used to pop all the time.
The chatting with the women, or
the HD XYZ thing.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So they broke through on that, huh? That's crazy.
Took them a while, but they got it. They figured it out, I guess.
Wow. It's still a lot less than before.
Oh no, yeah, it's not every
day. Every damn day. Karen says, Big O, the bot is the one guy you blocked earlier. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of idiots that continue down that path. I should block them too. So let me ask you something. Is the shine coming off Belichick? Oh, but is Michelle there already? Okay. Is the shine coming off Belichick? Or will the shine come off Belichick in the next season or two if he's not having success? I wonder, I ask you that because I don't know if you guys saw LaShawn McCoy's comments on Belichick, but he was like, it's over for Belichick. It's over, McCoy said during an appearance on Fox. I've never seen the Patriots pay so many guys on defense at one time. They're doing it now that Tom is gone. It's over. This is the real Belichick. Their winning percentage playing with Brady was 77%. Without Brady, you wouldn't even guess. 47%. He don't win no games without Tom Brady. Since Tom Brady has left, they look so regular. Seriously, though, when I watch the tape, I really watch them. They're getting beat up front in the running game. Defenders are missing tackles. They look bad. They can't do nothing on offense. Every coach in the AFC for all their years, when they had Tom Brady, they're saying the same thing. I'm saying right now, without Tom Brady, Belichick's a good coach. Stop it with all, he's the greatest of all time. He's not. So let me ask you something. Bill Walsh had to win it again with Steve Young. Joe Gibbs had to win it again with three different coaches. Don Shula lost it with Johnny Unitas, won it with Greasy, lost it with Marino, but he made it to Super Bowls again with different. Hell, he made it with Woodstock. That's some coaching. So Belichick's not even having success in the playoffs without Brady. Okay? So listen to what I'm saying now. Other coaches have success with other teams and other quarterbacks. I'm not telling you have to win a title, but you got to show that you're a good coach. Andy Reid, he got to a Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb, and he won one with Mahomes, right? And in between, Michael Vick played his greatest year under Andy Reid. Alex Smith, Mr. Conservative, his BBs never dropped in his life until he played with Andy Reid. All of a sudden, Alex Smith was playing some ballsy football. Andy Reid. So does Belichick have to have some significant, I'm not saying, let's say a title, but does he have to get to an AFC championship game or a Super Bowl with somebody else? Because the year with Matt Castle, he didn't even get in the playoffs. And that team was loaded. That was the Randy Moss team and Brewski and all those guys. Those teams were loaded. So how much of the shine is coming off Belichick now? And how much of the shine will come off of him if he doesn't have some kind of significant success without Brady? Brady's already proven to have significant success without him. Does it require Bill Belichick to have significant success without Tom Brady in order to be called the GOAT? I don't have a problem with that argument. Right? Because if you're Pat Riley, sure, you win it with Magic, but you also won it with Wade and Shaq, right? And Zoe and those guys. And then you went back and won it with the big three. Right? Well, you built those teams at least. Then, he actually did it the other way. He got deep with Ewing and Starks. He won it with Wade, and he won it with Magic and the boys. Right? So you've got to prove that you can do it with different teams. Phil Jackson won it with the Bulls, and then he won it with the Lakers. And by the way, Phil Jackson took over the same team Del Harris was coaching. Del Harris couldn't get over the top. Phil Jackson takes over the same team, takes him over the top the next year. So at least, we're going to pick on Phil and say, well, he had the players. Okay, but he got the job done too. So I got to give him credit there. Do we need to see significant success from Bill Belichick? What would you answer that? If you're going to be called the GOAT.
Yeah, I think you have to win with somebody else. I mean, to me, because it's not, Brady basically was the reason, is the catalyst why he won. That he's not the GOAT. I was gonna. Hey, look at that! One, Michelle Kaufman popped in, but also I don't know if you saw the bots are back again.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Bad timing on the bots part there, but
Okay.
Alf put in a stat here. I was going to read it. Belichick 70-80 without Brady, 29-59 versus 500 or better teams, 1-2 in playoffs in 9 seasons.
It's actually 2 and I think Alf, it's 2-7, right, in the playoffs. Like he's only made the playoffs twice in 9 seasons without Brady.
Yeah.
And the record is 1-2.
Yeah,
you
that's
are
what
correct.
he's saying. 1-2 with the 9 seasons. He missed the playoffs in 7. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Again,
I mean, you got to say that the shine does come off some.
I think it has to.
Right?
I believe it has to. Yeah.
Let's ask somebody that's been covering sports for a long time in Michelle Kaufman. We will talk a little Inter Miami, but you know what? She's been covering football for a long time too. So we'll ask her that. Let's bring on Michelle Kaufman. Let's talk a little Inter Miami football and a little NFL with Michelle Kaufman. Boom, ready to go. There she is. Michelle, LaShawn McCoy went off on Bill Belichick, right? And he was saying, talking about his record without Brady and not having success and all that kind of stuff. And he hasn't had any success. And so I was having a little fun with this. Joe Gibbs, for me, did the greatest accomplishment, even better than Shula, 17-0, winning 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. None of them are Hall of Famers, which is impressive when you're winning with Doug Williams, Mark Rippon, and Joe Theismann. None are Hall of Famers, and you won 3 titles. Shula made it with Unitas, made it with Marino, made it with Greasy, made it with Woodstock. Bill Walsh won it with Young and Montana. Phil Jackson, you gave him the talent, but he still won it with the Bulls. And then he took over the same team Del Harris had in LA and won a title. So the great coaches go back and have significant success with other individuals. Does Bill Belichick have to have significant success with somebody else other than Brady, like Brady has without him, in order to really have that GOAT label? He's muted? Oh, no.
Myself. Sorry, had to unmute myself. Okay. Yes, I think that yes, a coach. There are a lot of good coaches out there, but the best ones, the ones that are the GOATs, the best ones are the ones that can manage without having stars on their team, or the ones that manage a lot of egos on their teams. I mean, coaches who just have, a star player that carries them or largely carries them, and that's the one leader of the team, and that player is really the one who is the reason that the team is doing so well. I think that that's not as impressive as the coaches that you mentioned who win without stars, and I'll throw
or win with different stars,
or win with different stars.
That their system is, or they adjust their system, because obviously Shula played a completely different game with Marino and Greasy and Woodstock. My Lord, those are 3 completely different teams that went to the Super Bowls.
Yeah, I think definitely Don Shula fits in that category. And I'm just mentioning this name, not throwing him into the GOATs of all time, just in talking about what makes a coach a good coach. Jim Larinaga, I used him as an example in college basketball, a guy who took George Mason to the Final Four with a bunch of nobodies that if you would have asked any of the coaches that he beat in that tournament, whether they would have traded rosters, the answer would have been absolute no, thank you. We don't want the B-list George Mason players. And he went and beat all these good players. And then here at UM, not having the top recruits, not having all Americans, has made it to 2 Sweet 16s and an Elite 8. So when we go to Bill Belichick, I think he definitely has to win without Tim Brady in order to cement his legacy as one of the greatest coaches of all time. Because if he did it all with Tom Brady And then without Tom Brady, he can't win. I don't think that makes him one of the top coaches of all time.
I agree. I agree with you. And I think you do have to hold him to that standard because others have already held that. Pat Riley, he won it with the Lakers. He won it with the Heat and had success with the Zoe and Timmy teams also. But the guy won. Oh, and by the way, the Knicks too with
the Knicks.
with Ewing and God, what's the name of the guard? Starks.
Right.
That's pretty amazing to get as far as they got with those guys, and that's what great coaches do. That I've got to see significant success with different generations, different faces. If I'm going to give you that label of GOAT, for me, the GOAT is actually still Joe Gibbs, because to win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks and none of them are Hall of Famers in the NFL. That's the greatest feat I've ever seen of a coach. Then comes Shula with 17-0, but Joe Gibbs, my God, that shows you what a Hall of Fame coach he was.
Right.
That system won it with 3 different quarterbacks. That's amazing.
I agree.
All right, so I got to say, I feel for you on Saturday. I mean,
oh God, I didn't leave the stadium until
Tuesday.
2:20 in the morning. I got home after 3 a.m.
Yeah, I saw Panizo tweet out, and I'm at the Killers concert, and I'm literally like sitting right next to the singer. So I tweeted back a picture. Meanwhile, at the Killers concert, and so there was that. That's one thing I did not envy, and I am so glad I wasn't working and I was able to enjoy the night. But I felt bad for you guys because first it was going to be postponed to the next day, and then they decided to play it. But hey, listen, Higuain got that second goal, which was huge. They end up winning the game, which is just absolutely enormous against the team you're chasing.
Yeah.
So, right now I was talking about this, Michelle. They're basically in the playoffs right now. That's what it is from here, week to week, game to game. You got to win. You want to get in, right?
They have to win. They have 4 games left. That's it. They have 4 games left, 2 on the road and 2 at home. The next 2 are on the road, and then the final 2 are at home. And, they're playing the next 2 games on the road are against the bottom 2 teams. DC United is the last place team, and Toronto is the second to last place team. Those are the 2 teams they play next on the road. DC United is now coached by Wayne Rooney, who's trying to turn things around, but they've really struggled this year.
Yeah.
So they've got to beat DC United up there, Toronto up there. Those teams are both at the bottom of the table. And then they have to come home and try to beat more difficult Orlando City, which is number 5, and then Montreal, which already clinched a spot at number 2. Now, Montreal, maybe since it'll be the last game of the season and they've already clinched, who knows if they rest players or whatever. I have no idea if they're going to play all their starters or they're going to rest people because it'll be the last game of the season. They already clinched by now. They clinched like last week. So I don't know how motivated Montreal will be, but they're a very good team. And Orlando City. So, yeah, they have 4 games left. And, if they win all 4, they're going to make it. And if they win 3 and they get some help from it's one of those, you have to win and you have to get help from other teams. They're not as fortunate as Philadelphia, Montreal, and the Red Bulls. Those 3 have already clinched. So now spots 4, 5, 6, and 7 are still up for grabs. And the thing is, what I would say with MLS and some of the fans who get all bent out of shape if they lose 1 game or whatever, there's so much parity in this league. Outside of the top few teams, all the rest of the teams are basically the same. So, I'm looking at the standings here at the table, from 4th place with 46 points down to 10th place, 38 points. That's not that much. So there's a big clot of teams that are all fighting for those last couple of playoff spots. And Miami is right in the mix. And yes, Gonzalo, remember how we were talking about him early in the season? The guy,
terrible.
Since the arrival of Pozuelo, he is a different player with Pozuelo in there. And he talked about it at length the other day that last year he basically only trusted his brother to deliver him the ball. And now he has full confidence in Pozuelo. He said that the 2 of them have almost telepathy on the field, that Pozuelo will make a tiny little gesture to him that only he sees, and he knows exactly where he has to go. And then Pozuelo will deliver him the ball on his foot. And then once that happens, he's very good at finishing. But he said that the problem before was that he was trying to do too much. He was trying to create.
Yeah, he doesn't have the athleticism to create.
He can't create. Yeah. But he's running now. He's slimmer than he's ever been since he got here. He ran that first goal. He was sprinting with Ariel Lassiter. I mean, not as fast as Lassiter, but he ran and he got up there and got in position to score, to receive that pass.
Yeah.
Also, he was motivated. Jonathan Mensah, the captain of the crew, maybe made a mistake, but in a pregame interview on Thursday or Friday, he said that their strategy was going to be to possess the ball as much as possible and make Gonzalo and Pozuelo chase them, because they don't like to run and they can't run. He basically said that Pozuelo and Higuain cannot run and don't like to run, and so their goal was going to be to make them run. And so Phil Neville clipped that out. Literally, it's like out of a movie. Clipped that out and put it up on the bulletin board in the locker room. He also texted it to both players, and that became an extra motivation. And so if you saw Gonzalo sprinting for that ball in the first half, right past Mensah, by the way, that provided extra motivation. And then Gonzalo pointed out, he didn't he basically said, he was asked about it, and he said, well, you should be careful what you say before a game, because in this case, that player ended up injured in the first half and had to leave the game. And we won the game with 2 goals that I scored. So, basically neener,
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a really, really big win for them. 2.5 hour lightning delay. That was not fun. It really was, 2 different games. And when they came back, Inter Miami was seemed to have much more energy and motivation than the Crew did after the long delay. So the game resumed at 11:35 p.m.
Give me an over and under how many fans stayed after that 2.5 hour delay.
How many fans stayed?
Just the supporters. That's it.
I guess. No, there were a few sprinkled in. I mean, I would say a couple hundred stayed. Maybe 200 people were there. Yeah.
Wow. That's 2.5 hours. I was like
2.5 hours just sitting and not knowing, although they said from the beginning, I had been told that they're going to try to get it in because there just aren't enough open dates. The international, the FIFA window starts this Sunday. They have a FIFA break of all of next week. So they can't play any games during that window. And then basically the season's almost over. So, and there were also issues with the referees when they could get the referee crew. So, excuse me, they really wanted to finish the game that night, no matter how late it finished. And they did. And it worked out well for Inter Miami.
All right, let me ask what could be a screwed up question here. Is it possible that they may think of bringing back Higuain now because he has played well? Or is it possible that he could be an insurance policy that if they don't get a DP that they specifically want, they may try to bring Higuain back? Because the talk was that he was going to walk away and pretty much retire, but he's had a resurrection here, and if they're going to bring back Pozuelo, is that something that he is even talked about now, or do you feel like no, they're going to still move on when it's all said and done in the end?
It's funny. I had that thought when I was driving home from the game the other night. I'm like, wow, I wonder if he's going to want. It wasn't so much what the team wants to do. I was thinking to myself, I wonder if he is going to want to extend one, because earlier this season, the way he was talking and a rumor that came out that he had told his dad that this was it. And then he said, no, that's just my dad talking crap, But he said, I'm going to make the decision at the end of this season, and I'm going to be the one who's going to announce it, not my father, and all this stuff. But I think his plan, I believe, was to retire at the end of the season. His contract ends, and he was struggling earlier in the season. He was struggling. The fans were booing. He was not having fun. He was not enjoying it at all. He looked miserable out there. As my mom always says, tenía cara de tronco.
Well, and so do we watching it. So it's all right.
We all had cara de tronco. Anyway, But lately he said he is enjoying again. He's loving the game again. And I can just tell you from being around him, he's all of a sudden available for interviews. He's talking to us. Every time I see him now, he will walk over and give me a fist bump.
Yep,
Hola,
yep.
Michelle, ¿cómo estás? You know, he fist bumps the reporters at the practices. He's like super animated, leading the group, laughing, joking. I mean, I'm telling you, I've watched this guy since 2020. This is not how he had been before. There's like, this is he's almost transformed into his brother. I mean, he's gotten slimmer. It's like the skinnier he gets, the closer he gets to his brother's personality too. Because his brother was a wonderful guy, is a wonderful guy, and was great in the locker room and team leader and all that kind of stuff. And Gonzalo is much more like his brother now than he ever was. He's in very good shape and he's enjoying the game. And so I was thinking on my long ride home the other night at 3 a.m, one of my thoughts was, I wonder if he's going to want to stay. I wonder if he's going to ask them if he can stay. The thing is, I don't know that they would want to pay $5 million as his salary.
The thing. That's the thing.
He is right now. He has scored 9 goals in the last 12 games.
Oh.
Over the last 12 games, he's, perhaps the leading scorer in the league. I don't know.
You don't even have a shot at the playoffs if without his play.
No, he has carried the team. He is carrying the team right now. No one else is scoring. Campana was out for 6 weeks and now he's back. But, he played 30 minutes the other day. He didn't score in his 30 minutes. So
he's not going to be in a groove right now, man. It's going to take him a little bit to get back in a groove.
Yeah. So Gonzalo's it. Gonzalo Pozuelo, that combination that's their biggest chance to score. And he's happy. And, it's almost like, when people say when mama's happy, everybody's happy in the house.
Yeah.
When Gonzalo is happy, it rubs off on the other players. And when he's grumpy, that also rubs off on the other players because no matter what they think of him, he is a legend. Phil said that the other day they had like a little banter in the locker room and they asked every player on the team how many championships they've won, like league championships in whatever league they played professionally. And Gonzalo completely trumped everybody. He had 15 and he's had 15 titles. And Phil said that the other players were like 2, someone had 3. And then Gonzalo had 15
combined. The rest of them might have 15 combined.
Yeah. So, I mean, his resume and his experience and, one of the reporters the other day, began a question by saying, you've scored 300 goals, at Real Madrid and Juventus and the Argentine national team. I mean, the guy has experience and he's showing that he still has the skill to put the ball in the net with power and with precision. It's just, that's been the story of the second half of the season is the resurrection, like you said, the resurrection of Gonzalo.
All right, Sunday, 5:00. What's the prediction, Michelle? Do they keep the playoff hopes alive? Do they beat a beatable team?
I will say that they're going to beat DC. DC has been really bad. I mean, they've had a couple of ties, I think, since Rooney took over. But they had some really, really embarrassing losses earlier. Now, now they have a new coach. He's making some changes. The players are energized to try to prove to him that they should stay because he's going to clean house. He's going to clean house at the end of the season. So these guys are playing for their future. They're going to be at home. So they have motivation, not for the playoffs. They're in last place and they're out. But those guys are going to be motivated to keep their jobs, But I have to believe, let me put it this way. If they don't beat DC at DC, then they probably don't deserve to be a playoff team. I'm just going to say that. They need to go and beat the last place team when all the marbles are on the table. They need to step up and win a road game. They lost, they had a really bad run on the road, 3 losses in a row on the road going into this game last weekend. So that is a very bad road run. And so now they want to show that they can win on the road against the last place team. I think they will win and they should win. If they don't win, then, they probably don't deserve to be a playoff team.
All right. Follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports. Catch her work there at the Miami Herald. She is Michelle Kaufman. Michelle, enjoy the weekend and
Thank
enjoy
you. You
the
too.
football on Sunday. Thank you for taking some time.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. There you go. The great Michelle Kaufman joining us here on the program. Love it. Love it. They better win. They better win. That is a very winnable game. All right. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Danny, one of our listeners in North Carolina.
Yes.
That is his father right here.
Oh.
So he's been listening.
You've been listening to me for 25.
He has.
Oh, okay.
Danny.
Okay. Okay. And he's watching right now? Danny, what's up, baby? Your dad's there. By the way, Danny, do you have any extra money? There's a couple cops here about to take your dad away. I think he's used too much of his handle. I don't know what it is. I think he gambled away like thousands and thousands of dollars. He might have gambled away your house. I'm not exactly sure. So if the banks show up this afternoon, Dad got a little aggressive here at Hialeah Park. He's having some fun. He's got some food going on there. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for listening. It's awesome.
He was telling me the story that Danny told him that you're here every Thursday, and he's listened to you for over 20 years to make sure to stop by and say hi to Orlando. So when he was coming over, you were on with Michelle, and
right.
So he was telling me a story. And I was
That's awesome. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. And nice to meet your dad too. I see he's on the phone there. All right, I got an interesting story. They cheat. They say if you're cheating, you're not trying, right? That they've said that, right? You've got Sammy Sosa with a corked bat. You've got pitchers that've got files in their pockets for the balls. We've got, I guess, inflating balls, deflating footballs in football. We've got people with spy cameras. We've got people hitting trash cans, right? We've got, what's the name of the silver-haired fox in horse racing that is juicing up his horses all the time? What's his name? Bob Baffert. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's cheating in everything. Practically. Do you know that there's also cheating in chess? Oh, yeah, there's a scandal going on. And let me tell you, some people are butthurt about this scandal. I'll tell you why. Last week, world chess champion Magnus Carlsen withdrew from a major tournament with $350,000 of prize money after an unexpected defeat against underdog Hans Niemann. Norway's Carlsen announced his withdrawal in a cryptic tweet with a video implying that Niemann had cheated. The tweet was accompanied by a video of a Portuguese soccer manager, Jose Mourinho, saying, "I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble." Other big names in the sport declared Niemann's play suspicious. They were raised further when Niemann admitted to cheating twice previously. Chess.com issued a statement that it had banned Niemann from its site over alleged cheating. Chess enthusiasts now have gone online to speculate that Niemann may have been cheating with computer assistants and anal beads. That's right. I said it. Anal beads. So currently obsessed with the notion that Hans Niemann has been cheating at the Cinquenfield Cup chess tournament using wireless and beads that vibrate when he makes the correct moves. That's what one person says. As the chess world debated whether it's possible to cheat in chess with vibrating anal beads, Twitter favorite troublemaker Elon Musk joined in on the debate. Yep, the Tesla CEO, he said, "That's probably a good one, right? An anal bead would probably beat the thing, the engine. I don't know. I really don't know," said the person in the video. So Musk, by the way, reacted to the video and adapted a version of the quote from the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. Talents hit targets no one else can hit. Genius hits target no one else can see because it's in your butt. So I'm thinking this is a whole new thing going on now. I can see baseball players coming to the plate, right? And then you got the Astro player up there. He reads a sign. He beads twice for a curve. So his butt's like beating twice, and he knows a curver's coming. You know what I'm saying? Bill Belichick now can have beads in his ass on the sidelines, and then they can have somebody else trying to read the signs, and boom, just ignite the beads in Belichick's ass. It's a bomb. Defend it. It's a run. Defend it. You know, this is going to open it all up. It's opening it up in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. We're going to have new requirements for players before they take the field, the ice, the pitch, the chess tournament, whatever. I mean, you're going to have to go through. You know when you go to the airport and you go like this, and that thing and they're X-raying you. So they went through that whole thing. You know, when they do this, they know the exact size of your penis. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I just want you to know that, all right? Just in case. So for those of you that might be a little worried about that, you know, so think about it. You walk through those things, and they see if you got any beads inside. Ha. The extremes they go to get an edge. Huh? Gotta tell you. Damn. And Belichick would do it. I mean, there aren't enough beads in the world that he would stick in his ass just to win a game.
Or does he make Mac Jones do it?
They might both have them. Okay?
Who's doing defense?
I don't know. You're gonna have to explore yourself on that one on defense. So there you go, anal beads. That's the way to get an edge in sports. It used to be steroids. Now it's anal beads. It's amazing. The world changes. We evolve, right? We evolve. So it's truly amazing. You gotta love it. 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. Yes, sir, Sean. What do we have?
Danny responded.
What do we have?
He said, thanks for the shout out, Big O. I have to bail out my old man.
Oh, yeah. Danny, hurry up. Get a loan. He's there right now eating. I think this is his last meal. They just said, we're just going to take you away for the next 100 years. You owe this place like $40 million. You know, here's your last meal. And so they're just going to carry him away, Danny. So I'm just telling you, Danny, be careful there. They call them Belichick beads. There you go. Although you really think about it, if anybody in that organization is going to wear those beads, it's probably that horny little owner, Robert Kraft. Seriously, I mean, come on. You know he was here for a week visiting the Asian Day Spa while these guys are, you know, out on the field practicing and all that. So, you know, I could see that. I could see that happening. Big O, I personally think Belichick started the parking lot fires. That makes sense. Try to throw people off. I kind of get that. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Big O, did you see the Dolphins are using Brandon Jones in the linebacker position? Our linebackers are not that good. Great scheme. Well, it's not only that. It's the versatility of Brandon Jones. It's not so much that you use him permanently as a linebacker. There are going to be times in offenses that you're facing that you can use him as a linebacker. By the way, have you watched Brandon Jones play? I mean, that guy will knock the beads out of your ass, okay, when he hits you. Seriously. Don't show up with beads on the field because Brandon Jones is going to knock them right out. What? What
That was
happened?
my Omar Kelly impersonation.
I'm Brandon Jones. So I think it all depend. There have been teams in the past that have used a safety as an extra linebacker at times. But, when you're playing like a pass offense, I don't think you're going to see him at linebacker in a run heavy against the Titans. Okay? You don't put Brandon Jones at linebacker against the Titans. But if you're facing a team that might be more of a pass-oriented team, then I can see where you could use Brandon Moore at linebacker, get him closer to the line of scrimmage so he can pick up a tight end or somebody straight out of the line. So I can see that or a running back or something along those lines. So I can understand that if he would play some of that. And remember, the good thing about Brandon is the physical play that he brings to the table. That's where you can trust him to play a little linebacker for you at times in special situations. And I think that's what you're talking about, more along those lines. Dougie Fresh says, I can see the headline now. Lance Armstrong says he felt a vibration deep inside and knew it was time for a comeback. Bzzz. There we go. Start Hunt over Montgomery, full PPR. We will have Scott Pianowski tomorrow at noon, and he'll give you all the picks. But right now, I think I might go with Hunt over Montgomery. Yes. Oh, would you rather have a beer with Lolo Jones or Marjorie Taylor Greene? Ugh. The only thing I want to do with Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something really embarrassing in this guy. I'd like to hang her upside down, make her gargle peanut butter, and fart the Star Spangled Banner. That's what I want her to do. I want nothing to do with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That is like one of the more disgusting human beings. In fact, she's probably not even a human being. That's a disgusting thing. And by the way, those of you in, Georgia, if you voted for Marjorie, you're an embarrassment. You're a disgrace to the human race, period. So I don't care, Democrat or Republican, anything that votes for that crap. Ugh. You're a pretty disgusting individual that has the lowest standards in the world if you vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what I would say to that. Okay. Brandon Jones is an in-the-box safety, not coverage safety. No, of course not, because he didn't make a play in coverage last week. You sound like Omar. You just given up on a young player that's it. He can't do it. When last week he clearly made a play in the passing game. Let's see what else. I wish Jerome Baker would have the same mentality of Jones. Jerome Baker waits for the player instead of attacking the player. Yeah, he's more of an athlete. Brandon Jones is just he's just down and dirty. Okay? Down and dirty. By the way, speaking of, anal beads and things like that require, I don't know, some kind of connection. Something, I don't know, some kind of weirdness to it all. Artificial intelligence sometimes could be considered weird, right? Right? So if they made those beads talk and all that inside, start doing all kinds of nasty things, you play a joke to them, yeah, you're going to be cheating. And then that thing starts talking and ratting you out and stuff like that. Check me. I'm inside his ass.
Cheater.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. That would be awesome with a little AI. And once again, in crypto, by the way, Alethea artificial liquid intelligence tokens. Speaking of AI, I'm big on that. That is definitely one of my coins that I'm into. Big O, do you think there's a chance we see Tyndall get some snaps this week? We'll need a spy for Lamar. I don't know if he's there yet, and that's a tall order to put that responsibility on that young man to hang with Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to catch. Lamar playing with Lamar Jackson is like watching Rocky chase the chicken. Remember that? Was it Rocky 2? Right? He's got to catch the chicken. He can't catch the chicken. He's running all over the place. That's like Lamar Jackson. And that's what you would do to Channing Tindall. You get a rookie and you say, here, go catch Lamar Jackson. It's hard, bro. It's hard. You want people that are experienced. And you've got everybody back from last year. Use those people and use Tyndall more as a backup for something along those lines. What do you got?
It's like starting 2 against the Rams.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So smart. Dougie Fresh says, Marjorie did give us a great performance as the wrestler. Compelling.
Hell of a performance. That would get a 10 out of 10 from Joe Shad.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right. What else do I have here? Anything else that I should talk about in a big time way here? No, I don't think so. No. By the way, I do want to remind you that our program is brought to you by redrecover.com. And we've been telling you about red light therapy for a long time now, folks. It is a great way to relieve pain without any medicine, without any side effects. It is great for kids. It is great for adults. It is also great for your dogs, too, the ones that deal with a hip issue. So redrecover.com, use our code BIG-O. You will get 10% off. Danny, we got your dad taking pictures in the middle of the show, so that's why we've got our thumbs up and all that good stuff. Anyway, so redrecover.com, make sure you order it, man. If you're dealing with knee issues, maybe you've got a little tennis elbow, shoulder, back, neck, ankles, and even it's great for the kids, and it's great for everyone that works out. Use it before and after your workouts, and you're going to feel so much better throughout the workouts and after the workouts. You're going to notice less pain and less discomfort, which is what you normally get with some workouts, right? As you push yourself, you're going to feel a lot better. Go to redrecover.com, check out the video blogs, check out the blogs, look at Hayden Hurst, tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals, the former first-round pick. He uses it before and after his workouts to optimize his workouts. You can do the same thing. Do what the pros do. Do what everyday people do. Go to redrecover.com. Right. I like it. What else do we have? Austin Jackson, day-to-day with that ankle. Hopefully Armstead will get back with the toe. They signed Brandon Shell, the offensive tackle, to the practice squad. Those of you that wanted a tackle, there you go. You got your tackle. They signed him, a 30-year-old with 61 games starting in the last 6 years. You're not going to get much right now in free agency. Whatever's left out there probably will not be the answer. There's at least a good chance. Happy birthday once again to Dan Marino. All right. I meant yesterday, by the way. Did you see that rainbow I posted on Twitter? What happened? You got breaking news or something?
Well, 38 minutes ago, Miami Hurricanes star receiver Xavier Restrepo out indefinitely with foot injury.
Oh, God. That's not good. Restrepo out. Your number one wide receiver. Holy moly. You got a road game in Texas A&M. What happened? Mike Irvin's coming back. He's got a year left of eligibility.
They're bringing him back. Yeah, bringing him back for one more year.
No, I thought that was the follow-up.
No. I was going to, because you were talking Dolphins before I jumped on, but Teron Armstead is back at practice today.
Nice. Okay, good.
I'm trying to go through the notes.
So it was really a rest. So it was just a rest because he came back to the game. So he's fine.
And then NFL Research sent out yesterday, or this morning, Tua Tagovailoa has the highest QB win percentage, 875, 7 wins, 1 loss, versus Super Bowl winning head coaches in NFL history with a minimum of 6 such starts. He beat Bill Belichick for the 4th time in week 1 and faced his Super Bowl 47 champion, John Harbaugh, in week 2.
And already beat him.
Yeah. Okay. Just so you know.
Tua gobbles up Super Bowl coaches. Like, he gobbles them up and he spits them out like beads. It's just the way it is. It's what you are. You're nothing to them. But anyway, on my Twitter page at Big O Show, I don't know if you can pull it up there, but yesterday, dude, I saw the most prominent, pronounced, darkest, richest rainbow I'd ever seen in my life. I swear to you, dude, this was the thickness of this rainbow. It was like they were shooting up like these lasers that were these freaking lasers off these sharks that were just rainbow colored, man. And it was a double rainbow too. Badass too, on top of all of that. The second rainbow wasn't nearly as dark, but I posted 4 pictures of it. He's looking it up now, but it's just that was impressive, dude. I don't know. I don't know if any of you, give a crap about that, but I always freak out when I see those, when I see like rainbows like that. I always like to take pictures of those and send them to the wife because she loves the rainbows. But that one yesterday was wicked. It was wicked sharp. If I was in Boston, it was wicked dark. It was awesome. It was nasty. It was one of those where you're like, does global warming also affect rainbows? Because that's kind of the way it kind of came off. Oh, dude, you keep scrolling, you'll see the pictures. There they are. There they are. Well, there they are. Bring it up now. You can show the pictures now of it. That was a really awesome rainbow. There we go. Love it. What else do we have here? Yes, Dan Marino's birthday. Yes. Dolphins Talk did a nice job with it. They put it out there. All right, there you go. Look at that thing. And you know what? The picture doesn't even do it justice. It really doesn't. It's so much more darker. Go ahead and swing over the other ones. Let me see. There you go. See, there's a second one behind it. But it was like the thickness of it. Well, you can tell there in that picture is pretty thick. See it there? I don't know if it looks in the picture, if it's really prominent, but man, that was like a strong and thick ass rainbow. Yes, sir. What are you going to say?
To add more to the Restrepo, Manny said that he was actually dealing with the foot injury before the Southern Miss game. Manny reported on it on top of the.
Okay. That sucks, dude. That's a hell of a loss, Restrepo. Why play him with Southern Miss? Maybe they didn't think it was that serious, and then it became. Maybe they weren't sure he could injure it any further, or maybe the player also, sometimes they'll play through anything. And by the way, look at that kid. He is a tough SOB, bro. That is one fearless cat, Xavier Restrepo. Really love that kid's toughness, man. Big O, a rainbow is God's sign to man that he'll never again destroy the world with water ever again. Are you sure? Because we've got zombie ice. We've got the apocalypse glacier that is detaching itself up there in the north. And apparently once it there's one that like will raise the sea level a couple of feet or something like that. Are you sure about that? And by the way, I never believe any of that stuff about the Lord and this and that. Just like I never believe like, oh, Lord, please help me win the lotto. there are billions of people in this world, probably a bunch of other worlds that he created or she created, whatever that super being that we have above. And you think that God is individually worried about you making an A on this test or you making that green light? Oh, no, God, please hold on. I'm running a little late. Give me a couple more seconds so I can make that light. Yeah. He is up there going, oh, yeah, let's turn that light green and you will win the lotto and you will get laid and you will get an A. Come on. I think whoever the good Lord is, it might be a little busy for that kind of stuff. I'm just saying. I just find it kind of hilarious. Why are you showing me traffic? That's the line for the Chargers Chiefs game? Oh, but they're in Kansas City. Yeah. That place is fanatical, bro. It's Kansas City. Well, remember, they got to get the grill going and all that. Those people pull out an entire pig. They're like Sean Stanley. We have to. We have to go to a KC game one day. We have to. Somehow or another. We got to get like a sponsor that loves us in Kansas City and will fly us out there, and we'll go to a KC game, broadcast out there during the week. So if you got a sponsor out there in Kansas City that's a fan of the show, let's go. Go out there. Go plan. I got to see a game in Kansas City. Yeah. Plus a guy like you walking around pregame, tailgating, barbecuing.
KC barbecue. Let's eat it up. Let's eat it up. They're also Cedric Wilson, Savon Ahmed, and Melvin Ingram all goes at practice today.
Okay.
They were all out yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah, it's best not to believe in anything. Might as well go through life, not even try. No, you can try. It's just you're on your own. Don't think somebody's really helping you out. That's all. How's that? Oh, yeah, that's right. We did have some super chats in the yes, here they are. Justin Vaccaro, thank you, sir, for the super chat. And then you came in with a second one. Big O, did you know that Tua 7-1 against you just read that Super Bowl winning coaches? Thank you, Justin. Thank you, sir. We just learned that, thanks to you, Justin and Sean, we just learned that Tua chews up Super Bowl coaches and spits them out. In fact, from now on, if you're a Super Bowl coach, you should realize you're going up against a guy that is 7-1 against Super Bowl coaches. You might as well give up on it. Don't ask the guy above for help. He ain't going to help you out against Tua. Yes?
Scott Jackson.
What's he saying? What's Scott Jackson saying now?
See if you find it on the chat real quick.
Trade Tua for a 4th-round pick and move on. There you go. That's it. I disagree, Scott. I think you can get at least a 3rd. Come on, bro. A 3rd. Come on. Keep us in the 2nd day of the draft there, at least, dude. A 3rd and a 7th? Yeah, a 3rd and a... Yeah, they'll throw in a 7th. What the hell? What the hey? What? Yeah, 7-1 against Super Bowl coaches.
Just throw out that, Chris Greer. 7-1 against Super Bowl coaches.
Winning record.
Yeah, you get him there. He's gonna win. He's gonna beat Super Bowl coaches.
Come on, what's wrong with you? Anyway, we are out of here. We thank Alan Poupar and Michelle Kaufman as always for joining us on the show. We thank all of you out there as always for tuning in and helping us here on the show. Sean Stanley, sir, thank you, mastering this program. Remember, starting next Thursday, we will be on in the afternoon doing the show from here from Hialeah Park from 3 to 6. I think we're going to be downstairs. I think they're moving us to the downstairs area, all right, for the afternoons. Big O, my B-day is today. Paul in Connecticut. Paul, happy birthday, my friend. Have a great birthday, man. And rumors are that they gave you some anal beads for your birthday. I don't know. Those are rumors. But Paul's playing chess. Paul got into chess, and they said, "Well, you're into chess. Here's anal beads." So little did you know that when you want to learn how to play chess, you got to buy a board and anal beads.
I was saying, does that come with a kit?
Yeah, a remote kit, wireless features. Yes, they've got it all for you.
Play chess the best, or how would you name what would you name it?
What would I name it? Chess and beads. It's like kibbles and bits. Chess and beads. Right?
Yeah. Get a bead above the best.
You know, there's a saying in chess, right? We can use it for this also. Beads you touch, beads you move. Just saying, for those of us that play chess, because I'm a chess player myself. So, you know, I'm there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.